Meathenge!
I knew that was coming.
That's worse when you know Meathenge is coming. It's gotta be pretty messy. Meathenge is coming.
What's that, times 8? Times 10? How many men here in a henge?
I don't know how many uprights are in the henge. I don't want to think about how many are in Meathenge. Or any kind of henge associated with your groinal area.
You are a
Are you
nasty
printing
boy.
hats out for something?
You are a nasty boy.
Yes, he is. A nasty, nasty boy.
Oh, I need to turn my music off.
Speaking of nasty boy. You don't, I can't hear it.
Okay.
I can't hear Lindsay's music.
I feel like I'm going to be copyright thingy.
Well, whenever she leaves the room and it goes silent other than the music becomes listenable, but...
Oh yeah, until then it doesn't matter.
Okay. But then I'm allowed to play music in my own home again.
Yes, you are.
So...
Yes, exactly.
Be picked up on a recorder that I am...
Fuck you, copyright dudes, is what you're trying to say.
Oh, they're with that citizenship application right down the tube.
Yeah,
no.
that's right, because like RCA or whoever controls the immigration, don't they?
Yeah, that's why the Homeland Security is doing copyright enforcement.
Yeah, what's that about?
Because our economy is largely based on intellectual property, which now makes it a attack against our economic infrastructure for copyright.
Why does that sound like bullshit?
Because it is.
Oh, okay, just checking.
It's bullshit that lets them...
I'm just checking there wasn't any logic in there that made sense.
That's why we have those, Department of Homeland Security border checks, 50 miles from the border.
You mean those guys highly trained in the art of...
asking the same question again and trying to make you do it even though they have no authority.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nice. Isn't that a waste of taxpayers' money?
No, because most people will just go ahead and do it and they won't.
Still smells like a waste of money to have some guys out there doing something they have no authority to do.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if they...
Sounds like they should all be fired, and then everybody gets a tax rebate.
I live in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada, land of some logic.
It was so pleasant the one time I got denied by the U.S. Customs people to come back to the U.S. and had to stay up in Canada. And all the Canadian customs people were so nice about it.
Rick, why did they deny you?
Because at the time I didn't have my U.S. passport and my birth certificate's actually Canadian, so I couldn't prove U.S. citizenship to reboard the train back to the U.S.
That's interesting.
So
how did that work out? Or somebody just sent you your passport?
Well, my wife got expedited my birth certificate, which had all my parents' stuff on it and things,
Right.
which the guy said he would take. And then she came up and picked me up, and we drove across the car border where they were like, how long you been up here? You got anything to clear? Nope. Okay, good. Have a nice day.
That's funny.
But I had to call work and go, I won't be at work Monday because I'm
trapped in Canada.
They wouldn't let me back in the U.S.
It's not that he's trapped in Canada so much as he's locked out of the U.S.
That's so funny. You'd think they'd like tattoo all the U.S. people so they, we know who they are wherever they might be.
Well, and technically I've got dual citizenship, so if I just wrote that I was Canadian on the little slip when we were getting ready for customs to get on the train,
Should have been
they would have
fine.
no trouble with me. But since I put U.S. and didn't have the right documentation with me, then they said, no, I can't let you on the train.
That's so funny.
And ghosted over there, I can't talk to you until everybody's boarded the train and it's left. And it's like,
Criminal, sit on the bench. That's funny.
Anyway, so when we last left off, you guys had cleared most of this floor.
Yay.
We're
And
awesome.
you had Cogsworth, your little clockwork machine following.
Yeah, he's
your
hideous
maze.
looking. He kind of looks like a grumpy giant on his little icon there. He still looks like he looks less like a grumpy giant there. He looks more like some angry guy with like
the hoses coming into his eyes are kind of...
tubes coming out of his face.
If I could, I almost should have looked to see if I could find some of those clockwork, a picture of the clockwork from that one episode of Doctor Who.
They would have been creepier. So, should we go talk to Stinky
Might be
Smelly?
a good way to clean off this level or finish off the level.
So shall we just say we go, or do we need to move up there, Lockhart?
We can just talk this out if you wish.
Yeah, that was me asking, are we going to have to fight anything? Did you see how I did that?
Well, I mean, this is Stink. I mean,
Well,
there's
yeah,
no
but,
reason
I
we
mean,
should have to fight him if you didn't fight him the first time.
For all we know is we could walk in and find the imp, like, trying to anally rape him with a stick, and we'd be like, Imp, no! And, like, wail on him.
But, so, you're walking back to Stink's room?
Yes.
Oh, wait, were we debating that because we'd have to pass the statue of Elasmus, and you're worried about it would fireball us again?
Yes, we are worried. Do we think that Masaki can disarm it? Does she think she can?
It might not even care walking this
deal
way.
with it last time. I can't remember.
We summoned something and sent it ahead of us to fire off the fireball and then ran past it.
Is there anything wrong with doing like? Oh, send Cogsworth first.
We can't really control him well yet.
Well,
Yes, he follows 10 feet away from where Nearmore's walked, essentially. So he doesn't go forward.
Waiting for something to repair or something, yeah. Who knows?
For that matter, you don't even know if the trap will set if you're going backwards. It is facing the north, not the south.
There was a spluttering, wasn't there, when we activated it, so why don't we just head up towards it? And then as we pass it, if it starts to split... Who moves fastest? I move fastest, right?
Yeah.
Why don't I run past it, a double move, and then if it splutters and fires, then you guys can hustle past it when it's gone off.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like now firing without warning and quickly.
Right. We'll try that, Lockhart.
Okay, just let me check the movement speed on Cogsworth.
Oh, crap, he's going to follow me. Maybe that's not a good idea.
Maybe you should hand one of us the key. Maybe it's the key he's following.
The key's still stuck in him.
I think Lockhart said we could take it out if we wanted, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not following the key, because
Oh, true.
the key's in him.
Okay, so maybe we do have to move your icons over here. After all, I forgot momentarily about the trap hallway.
Goddamn thing in his big mouth. And I'm moving everyone over.
It's no fun if we only get by cheating, you know.
On the way, I will sample Cogsworth movement speed.
He seems to move roughly around 30 feet, you think?
So much slower than me. 10 feet slower
Human
than me.
speed. Or elven speed. Or
Stupid humans. Okay, we're here. We're in the corridor.
except for Cogsworth would be behind you and not in front.
Is it worth? Is it? Well, yeah. Is it worth maybe sending Masaki up and seeing if this thing will fire? Or if she can get to that corner and start to disarm it.
Yeah, she might be able to stealth it or something too. I don't know how it
I
detects.
don't know whether you can do that. How far?
Disabling device can also take a round or two as well, I believe.
Can I sneak attack it?
We'll try to damage it.
Destroy the statue?
Yeah, sneak attack with a statue.
Typically, it's disable device with magic traps.
Yeah, I know, but can I sneak up on it? If it's a trap that reacts when you're there.
No, I think normally they see kind of magically.
It
Yeah,
is,
so
it is
if they
possible.
see magically,
Had a few, depending on
You
It,
can-
it, it,
yeah.
it depends on their magic sites.
in my own.
Yeah, sometimes you can actually sneak up on them, right? If it's a like a vision kind of thing.
Yes. However, typically, if it is a magic sensor, it will require some amount of magic disguise. Like, it's possible, if you had invisibility, that might fool it.
Well, isn't that like stealth, like how evasion lets you somehow get out of the way of a fireball, even though it's filling the whole room?
No, not really, because usually things like even alarm and whatnot, I think, still have just a physical sort of sense, even if you're just hiding. I mean, it all depends what sort of trigger it has.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we head up towards it? So why don't Masaki and I head up? That's gonna make Robot Boy follow me, and then see which point it starts to fire. If we can get up near it, maybe Masaki can actually disarm it.
you'd assume there's either a word of bypass or some,
well, it's broken. It's broken, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's spluttering and stuff, so it's probably.
And originally they had to have said it was some way to bypass it.
Well, maybe originally the bypass was, these guys are fine, everybody else gets blown up in the face.
Or maybe everybody had tabards with Lasnus's symbol on them or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to click in a second box on this stupid Excel spreadsheet, and it's making it a formula instead, and I don't want it to be.
Just hit the X.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, but it's not working.
Doing Excel formulas. Okay, what do we think? Does Masaki want to creep forward and see if it starts to go? And if it does, she can run backwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a note, disabling device typically takes 2d4 rounds. So.
Right.
Okay.
And it went, when it burnt, it went 20 feet up the corridor?
Yeah, I think we're about where we need to be.
I can't remember how far back this...
It went 10 feet. It went up to kind of here, basically, 10 feet up.
Are we safe where we are?
Can we see scorch marks on the wall from the last time it went off? How far back? What area is it in?
No, but in fairness, there wasn't really scorch marks before. The walls kind of seem to be very resilient, even to the scorch themselves, as they've withstood the test of time. You're not quite sure how far down it would have gone, not seeing this side of it.
How does evasion work again?
You roll.
Evasion would typically give you a chance to avoid it.
Okay.
But it's not perfect. You do have to make the save.
Does that go up at any point? I get improved evasion at some point.
Your reflex save goes up.
Okay.
And there is improved evasion at later levels.
Okay.
So what are we doing here?
I will
go probe at it, Masaki.
And give it a good probing.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
32.
You can change yourself to Masaki, by the way, sweetie.
How do I do that again?
The drop down underneath the chat box.
That's it.
You can definitely find traces that would put the activation of the trap as soon as you kind of step into the main room.
There?
Yeah, just one step ahead of you would basically start setting it off.
Okay.
You think from this point you could try disabling it.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Disable device.
Diddy. Go for the double.
That's really mean, because you can't get past it from the other side, can you? Can we get round there without actually going? Oh, we could. We could have gone round the back of it.
If we could have opened up the
the portcullis.
The circle or the portcullis, yeah.
No, we could. No, you're right. We'd need to go. Oh no,
the magic circle, yeah.
Oh yeah, we could have gone through the magic circle. So this is pretty harsh. You have to come through something to get down here.
27 for disable device.
All right.
Lockhart hunts for the trap.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how long she actually gets to disable it for.
Okay.
Ah.
It's a good roll, though.
It's a good roll. The thing is, it's not good enough to find your own personal way to permanently bypass it.
Okay.
Hey, Thing, that keyboard's really loud.
No, your mic's really good.
No, that keyboard's really loud, thing. Like, really loud. I don't have any headphones in, and it's the most distracting thing in the game.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll stop typing.
You don't have to stop typing. Do you have a tea towel you can put underneath it?
A tea towel.
Put a towel underneath the keyboard for a start and see if that helps. Because it is really loud. And we've given you, like, we haven't bitched at you about it, but it's really loud.
Let's bitch at him. Thing, you suck.
We'll stay on. We'll say that you think you're able to disable it for 10 rounds, but it is automatic trap. So, with your own little roguey knowledge, you do a few little things with your tools, scratch in a few runes into areas you think are very important to the magical effect.
Okay.
And the trap will be down for 10 rounds, but it will reactivate.
Okay, so it'll be down for 10 rounds.
Are you adding your bonuses for your Masterwork Thieves tools?
Probably not.
She has a plus 15.
Yeah.
That's just...
I'm just saying, I don't know what the DC is, but you may as well get a Masterwork bonus as well.
I don't think I have any master... I don't think I have any... But I've just got... That's just my ranks, my
I thought
ability.
we'd found some Masterwork Thieves tools.
We do. We did. I don't know that I've actually added that.
That still wouldn't be enough
Okay.
to
It's
find
fine.
a personal way to bypass it.
So 10 rounds is like...
It's a minute.
Under a
It's
minute. It's
easily
enough
enough time to rush across.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we still have to come back.
Well, I can do it again, maybe.
Yeah, she should also be able to disable it just before entering the room on the other side as well.
Okay, so it's the room. Oh, the trigger is the room, not the statue.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Because the other way, we have to. The statue is on the opposite side of the room. So with that in mind, we dash across the room.
Trigger is... room, not statue.
It's, I don't know. Traps are always weird. I suppose the trigger is the room, but the brunt of it does come from the statue. It's...
I guess that's where that's the source of the damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
As opposed to necessarily where what triggers it.
Magic traps are all sort of vague in how they operate and get disabled and whatnot.
Right.
Remind me of this room number again, Lockhart.
The trap room?
Yeah.
C17.
Thank you.
So Stink's door, is it closed again?
As I recall, he did close it and start barricading it again when you guys left, did he not?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Then can you talk him out to let us in?
Hello, Stinky.
They didn't like being called that, I don't think.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Lemure.
This is in Infernal, I take it?
Sure.
Okay. Hello?
We have taken care of... which one did we take care of? Lord Baz for you.
Well, we've done both of them.
And driven off the Suzerain.
The Caesarean, I love it. You do it without thinking, it's so funny.
You stink, friend.
How many rounds is there in a minute?
6.
10 rounds is 1 minute.
Yes.
So 10
Yes.
so that'll go...
Each round is 6 seconds. Unless you're playing Rollmaster, in which case they're 10 seconds.
Yes. Friend of Stink.
You guys can hear the movement as stuff is being pulled away from the door. And eventually it kind of opens up. And again, you're just assaulted by the smell. Oops. As he opens the door, and you guys technically have to make your fortitude saves to avoid being sickened.
The Stinkora, great.
But he seems to smile.
I'm throwing up.
10! I'm probably throwing up too.
14.
Give him a cuddle, Gary.
Misaki's fine. Oh, nope. Wow. He's very stinky. DC 16.
Woo! That's stinky. I'll try to cover my nose and mouth while vomiting.
Hopefully Cogsworth doesn't start throwing up.
Ah, oil everywhere.
Or little nuts and bolts.
Right.
Now, there's a slightly whirring sound as he seems to focus in on Stink.
That's interesting.
Oh, even Brunska's sick. So he smiles a bit, slides back. As you kind of look around, you think it's entirely possible that he's drawn you guys as part of his little stick figure colossus. Typically with a big Lemure blob thing surrounded by 3 or 4 other stick figures. One of them seems to have a sort of beak. One of them has little wisps of smoke coming up from his arms.
Nice.
Stink friends.
What do we do with him now? He's almost like a pet.
Yes. He probably doesn't want to come with us. He just probably wants to live here.
I've got a really good idea. Let's leave him here until you can learn polymorph, and then we can turn him into something nicer.
We could take him back to the rift siphon and push him through. The tiny little.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
He points to one of the little pictures on the wall there of some big fat thing with wings again.
But you're gonna give him the wing.
Oh yeah, I'll hold out the wings to him.
He smiles. He reaches forward and grabs them. He stuffs them down his throat.
I think we figured that was gonna happen, didn't we?
And then he throws up.
Nice.
Big splatter of vile yellow phlegm. And in it are some shiny things.
He's adorable.
He pushes this pile of phlegm and shiny things towards you guys.
Create water.
It doesn't appear to be affected by water. Very oily and sticky.
I will take the tongs I got from the kitchen up above and pluck the things out of the...
That's funny.
Stink friends.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be nice.
He kind of just keeps repeating this as you work through the phlegm to get the valuables.
Phlegm. Oh.
There are 35 gold pieces.
Hang on a second. I'm good. Okay. Yep.
And 3 small garnet stones. That need an appraise check.
Oh, I do that.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do.
What's my special thing for appraise? I do.
Plus 5. Appraise is like plus 45 for you.
Yeah, so hang on. It's 1d20.
These are not fast-loading gold pieces, right? Just regular old
11.
recent gold pieces.
Plus 1 plus
The amount of gold in them is probably equivalent to regular gold pieces.
35.
35. Well, while you're not sure how you'll be able to get the phlegm off your little finger feathers, the garnets are worth 50 gold pieces each.
Nice.
And you have 3 of them.
How much? 55?
50.
Oh, 50.
A day of Brunsk wages.
What, were all of them?
Each.
And how many are there?
Each. 3. Stink friends.
I like these. Garnets are nice. I would like one.
Now I guess we just have to see if he follows us into the fireball statue.
He's immune to fire. He might.
Yeah.
You might just like, ooh, it tickles.
I'm having the garnet, whoever's keeping track.
Oh, I've added them to the party inventory. What are you doing?
She's
I
taking
just
one.
said it. I just was like, I'm having one of these.
You're taking one. Okay, party inventory drops to 2 garnets.
I just said it very loud, like, I like these, I'm having
So
one.
you may take a garnet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He doesn't eat anything, or does he? It's just like a non-eaty, we gotta like feed
He
him.
probably would eat. I mean, certainly he ate the wings and probably ate the gold pieces and gems at some point, but he doesn't need to.
I'm just thinking, we have those. No, we shouldn't feed him those.
What?
Those rippy fish.
Oh, the reef claw stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's good meat.
Reef claws, right?
We shouldn't feed him those. That's encouraging him to eat intelligent creatures.
It's true.
That's our dinner, anyways.
They might be more intelligent than him.
Probably.
Stink.
Gets tests for reef claw, and then he's eating halfling.
We go now to make sure the rest of the world is safe for Stink.
So what are we going to do with him now?
I think we leave him.
I think he just kind of stays there. We can check in on him as we wander around. Do we need to leave something on this door in case anybody else comes by?
Maybe barricades the other side. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I meant, somebody else could come in and, kill him, and that would be bad.
We put a sign on the door just saying, do not kill.
You have kind of said to some people that you would be taking them into this dungeon at later points.
Yeah. But we'll be just giving them, hopefully, our maps and our intel on it. And telling them
I think there was an offer. I can't remember her name. The Princess of the Bazaar. I think you actually gave her.
Oh yeah, to come and show her where her dad is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not down. He's not down here.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the 6-8 doors.
This is true, but she might be interested in all the same other levels, so you never know.
Yeah, but by that point, it's going to be full of pathfinders, right?
Or at least Sheila and what's his face, Hydemark, Knaven.
All right, shall we head to the lower level?
Sounds good.
We head to the lower level, Lockermaheart. Lens, do you want to try and get us past that trap again?
Sure. The same one?
Yeah.
Gary will annotate the little map he's sketching in his book of the boundaries of the trap, roughly.
Is it sneak first?
I need a perception first. But, well, mind you, your perception, we just can't do that. And then a disable device. So that's a 33. Yes, this time you're actually able to figure out a way to bypass it. In one of your little thief kit flashcards of disabling magic devices, you pull up one, which is the rune for the Thassalon rune for Wrath, and displaying it prominently, you are able to move past without triggering the trap.
I was close.
Very good. We move by. We head downstairs.
Very good.
Do I think that I know now how to do it, repeatedly?
Yes, that is your
Roll 20 logo and it went black.
I think Lockhart's loading in the next floor.
Ah.
Is that correct, Lockhart?
That is correct.
Do we have a new map on this yet?
You are in a new map. It's all Fog of War.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just hunting it on the recording machine. It just looks like a big black.
We'll probably be coming down from the north somewhere in this, since the corner was going to south.
Combat!
That's just below the reveal kit. So, for the record, this is actually a bit further down than I initially first described. From that spot on the other map.
Yes.
Well, I supposed to be able to know where we are, because I just have a blank screen. Is that
Why does it look like a sump room?
Wait, I got it.
It's kind of up at the top.
Yeah, we're probably Did we walk all the way to the city sewers?
So, from that last room, the tunnel at the far end turns south and slopes downward after a span of 100 feet. So it would have technically been longer than Nearmore's dark vision, but basically you just saw a long corridor.
Right. So we're here.
So this room.
So we went down some stairs from
that water room.
Technically, you just took
corridor
that sloped downwards, and now you're at some stairs.
Okay, I'm just for map writing purposes.
It's probably D1.
Yes. Short flight. Sorry. Any other questions?
This is D1.
This is D1.
Okay, and what did we come from?
You came from C24, technically, I suppose.
There's a lot of rooms upstairs.
Thank you.
And now you're on the D levels.
Yay.
I don't like the look of those planks.
No, it looks like there's going to be lots of yet more acrobatics and poo goblins.
It reminds me of the Temple of Pooh, where I fell through the boards.
A short flight of stairs leads down to a 30-foot square chamber with a cistern filled with dark water, taking up most of the floor.
Nice.
Troughs of this dark water run east, west, and south through hallways along 5-foot wide walkways. Soggy timbers have been draped over the gaps to provide unstable-looking bridges over the troughs. An ornamental torch made of onyx burns in a sconce next to a hallway heading east, from which the distant sound of someone singing in a raspy throat wafts down the hall.
What's the singing? What are they singing?
Perception check.
13. I'm sucking today.
20.
Woo.
Nearmore, you're not able to listen near enough to make out the words. Misaki and Gary are able to make out words, but they don't quite understand them. Linguistics checks from Misaki and Gary.
What is my overall skill there?
22 for linguistics.
Ah. Ha!
Oh, wait. 1d2.
Oh, that would have been funny. You also seem
Gary.
to do minus instead of yet.
Yeah. 18.
Okay. Misaki and Gary are able to recognize the language as Necril, the language of the dead.
Oh dear.
Misaki in particular...
There's a language of the dead.
I was quite surprised too myself, but yes.
Yeah, it's listed in the
what?
linguistics
What?
section.
You're alive, you're speaking common, you die, all of a sudden you speak Necrol. What? How's that
Yes.
work?
Apparently. Well, I don't know. It's weird. Technically, you're not the same person.
Comes with the template.
Some jumble of souls that has your memories has been resurrected.
And somehow, in addition to all your memories, speaks a language specifically for the dead.
Yeah. Undead are weird.
I'm thinking
Anyway,
that's a bit of a stretch fantasy game.
magic. A wizard did it.
I never realized there was a dead language in Pathfinder.
Is
There is
that
indeed. Anyway, Misaki is able to pick out, in particular, that it is a gloomy song about what happens to a body after it's buried and becomes a feast for the worms.
That's very cheery. That's probably the only song in Necrol, or
the
whatever
worms
it's
crawl
called.
in, the worms crawl out, the worms fall through the snap.
Going down the garden to eat worms.
That's a cheery song.
Is that a torch sticking out of the wall?
Yeah, it's an onyx
Yes,
torch.
an onyx torch. Something that, by all means, shouldn't be burning, really.
Detect magic.
Yes, it is minorly magical.
Is it a continual flame, Gary?
Would that be a spellcraft?
Yes.
Would it be
If you're gonna
spellcraft?
pull it out and fiddle around with it to identify magic item, I suppose.
Okay, so +2 to this then.
Certainly when you get close to it, it's not actually giving off any heat.
Ah. So 25 actually. If it's magic.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a continual torch.
Are we taking it?
I think so.
So is the lantern going out then and someone's holding the torch?
Now, can an ever-burning torch, will the flame actually burn things? It doesn't
No.
give off heat.
No.
So you can just, like, stick it in a pack or anything, really.
Yep, it's just the image of the flame if you want it to be the image of a flame. It's a cool sort of pyrotechnic-y effect.
So it's an ever-burning torch.
Yeah.
Very good. It's now on our list. Who's carrying it? Gary? Is it you?
Yeah, I guess I could
You seem to be a light dude.
put away the lantern and carry the torch.
Okay.
It's less cumbersome as well. But it doesn't give off as much light as a lantern, does it?
Well, we can't shutter it, but
It probably gives off
Yeah,
as
but you
much.
could stick it in your pants.
true.
It probably gives off as much as the fully opened lantern does.
Cool.
It's quite bright.
Okay, I would think we'd be remiss not to head down the eastern corridor at this point.
Is that a shelf on half the, or a third of the
Yeah, I think it says there's like a 5-foot wide.
So it's the walkway? Okay.
So why don't I go there?
I think, no, I got the grid pretty good on this one.
Yeah, it looks
The
fine.
dimensions are a little off.
Single file walkway?
But yeah, it basically should just be the 5-foot corridor.
Okay. Does it look slimy or slippery or anything? No.
Not hugely. The water doesn't quite get this high. There's about, I think, 5 feet or so. Let's see here.
Is it like a sewer then?
A conga. A conga.
Is it like a shelf above a sewer?
Something like that, yeah.
Does this look modern, like the modern sewers, or is this still...
How much time have you spent in the modern sewers to tell?
Like 30 seconds looking down that hole.
He spends every weekend there. What are you talking about?
Does this match the regular construction we've seen above in the lower parts of the Crow?
The construction, it seems to still have that fairly old design but well-preserved look to it.
Well, that makes sense. We haven't come through a door or anything. It's just a long corridor from above, so it's got to be part of the Crow complex.
Does this place smell like a sewer?
Not necessarily. This would admittedly be one closer to the ocean itself, or rather, where
so
the
it may be like an older sewer system from when the city was maybe over this side.
At this point, certainly the water itself is basically like filtered ocean water more so.
It's like salt water that's filtered in.
Not a lot of things crapping in.
So it might be like it may be connected to the city's oldest sewer system, but not actually currently in use part of it.
Well, I mean, it is essentially under a piling,
right?
As far as you can tell.
But I mean, we know there was land under it, right? Oh no, there was a sea here.
Or a lake.
Weird.
Lake.
Perhaps it was the sewer system for the piling. Who knows? We edge along this corridor. Let's all do the conga.
All right. As we kind of turn around the corridor, the singing stops.
Is that a torch in the room ahead?
That is indeed a torch.
It's quite well lit down here, considering the rest of this goddamn place has been dingy and Stygian.
Nobody's stolen all the magic torches from here, apparently.
Can anybody speak Necril?
No.
Is it common for people who also speak Necril to retain the languages they spoke in life?
It honestly depends. It's entirely possible.
Gary, do you want to try hailing this dude?
Hello?
I'll just kind of give a description because you'll be able to see the room here itself. A stone bridge supported by stone pillars curves through this cylindrical reservoir. A few feet below the bridge, dark water fills the room. The walls within a few feet of the water's surface have been painted into a remarkable mural that depicts the skyline of Magnamar, complete with numerous ships seeming to float on the waters of the room.
That's rather cool.
So, who's calling forward and saying what in what language?
I'll try just common for starters and just, hello, Mr. Singer person?
Yes.
That makes more problem. Crap. I actually have to come up
There are things to say.
Yeah.
Let's start with...
How are you enjoying your time down here so far?
Creepy.
So,
a little more hellish.
Known for my soft, subtle voice.
It's been a little more hellish than we would normally prefer up above, but...
as far as you can tell, the voice seems to be coming below the bridge as you kind of get closer.
So in the water?
Yes.
Okay.
Underwater undead?
There's plenty.
You'll excuse me if I don't show myself. Most people find my appearance a bit alarming.
Really? You clearly haven't got a good view of us.
Yes, we're not exactly the normal crowd.
I don't mean any trouble, and I hope perhaps I can do some favors and maybe you can do me one or two in return.
Do you know the dangers of this area well?
I know a fair bit. Have you just come this way from walking down the stairs from the level of imps and demons?
Yeah, well, formerly imps and demons, I would say, mostly.
Well, I'll warn you, don't go straight south there. There's a dangerous gas in that part. It'll poison you.
Good tip. My name's Gary, by the way.
My name is Lockerbie Brast.
Lockerbie Brast.
Hello, Mr. Brast. I'm Niramore.
Hello, Niramore.
I'm frightened.
No need to be. Just
You're
solitary man trying to make do down here.
Okay.
Well, I think if you aren't looking for a fight, we can definitely avoid that.
So, Mr.
Mighty
Brast,
kind of you.
Mr.
Yes,
Brast,
Mr.
what did you do
Niramore.
before you died?
I was a sailor,
Hmm.
fisherman. Had my boat out in the coast. Brought the catch back into Magnemar.
Very good. How did you end up here, and how long have you been here?
My ship sank on the outside.
Yeah, oh.
Did it happen to sink somewhere near this piling?
That it did. The good ship Eliza Jane.
I believe we saw that from the last level.
Well now,
Did you
perhaps you can do one of the favors I was asking for then.
happen to be the owner of a brooch?
Don't say you already found it.
You may have done. Could you describe it?
Strange coincidence of fate.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to look at the description.
I've got it noted.
He certainly mentions that it has LB inscribed on it.
I've got it noted as a golden pearl brooch LB is what I've got it listed as in money and gems.
He will describe it likewise.
It's a good job we didn't sell it, people.
So it's probably his tracks we saw at the wet stairs on the salt too. Over the last 2 years, looked like.
Yes, we found it.
Would you mind showing me?
Okay.
If you
How do I?
can, if you don't mind and won't be styled away, I'll pop on up then.
Okay.
So you're not harmed by the light, I assume. Then, well, there's a torch in here. No, he wouldn't be harmed by the light.
So, with a bit of a splashing of water,
What are we thinking? There's lots of watery undead.
Is that some sort of ghast?
Right. I don't see anything.
Blue face on the bridge.
Oh.
now obviously he's not going to be quite as threatening.
Angry
as on his
looking.
picture.
Lockerbie Rast. Watery, nasty looking.
So former sailor of some sort. Oh.
He's beautiful. Yeah, I think I know. Oh, he's got a pierced tongue. That's really grim.
And a drippy leg.
I think I know what he is.
Crawling out, dripping, a long, lolling tongue that he kind of slurps up as he talks normally. He reaches forward a clawed hand to kind of ask.
I will hand him the brooch.
He looks at it, flips it over.
Yes, this is the one. Thank you very much. I don't suppose you'd be able to do a little something for me on Magnemar with this, would you?
Well, we'll be heading back there at some point.
I'd appreciate if you'd be able to do this, and I'd be able to offer my assistance on this level with the task that you've come down here to do.
Okay.
If you could, I'd like you to deliver this brooch to my wife in Magnamar, saying that you found it in the shipwreck but no signs of myself.
Probably be a bit distressing your current state if that was to be mentioned.
I dare say I'd like her not to know my current state of being.
I'm guessing that would be reasonable.
Now, I don't mean to be unreasonable on my part, but I'm not liable to help you down here unless I know she's already gotten it. If that's fair to say.
Okay. We weren't planning on retreating, but we probably could. It may be time to do that.
Again, I don't mean to restrict your movement down here, but I don't have much of a bargaining position, and that's as much as I can do.
Can you give us...
If I help you, then I have no assurance that you will go up and return it proper like to my wife.
Well, we could give you our word.
I didn't have much stand in the words of men while I was alive.
Half
Not
angel.
much now that I'm dead either.
Is there much traffic down here? Are we... if we go to town, are we likely to have somebody else come and take care of the tasks we were coming to do?
He looks slightly puzzled. You mean you didn't come down here to deal with them small blue folk?
Blue like you?
No, the ones with the strange white hair and the eyes, and them's been taking people down here.
It's one of our missions.
Oh yeah, kidnappers. How are the... Mr. Brass, do you know how they're getting in and out of here?
These tunnels connecting to the proper sewers of present Magnamar is... I suspect them blue folks are better at navigating them and getting up to the surface than I am. I just use them for the occasional body that got thrown down there now and then.
Do you know where the entrance is? Because it would be easier for us to travel there than it would be to boat in and out.
I suspect if you go a bit further down this way, there's a room where some eel creatures lie in wait. If you can dispatch them and get past, there's a long walkway leads back to town.
So then
I reckon from there you'll find a way up into a hatch on the surface, and if you can find your way back there, you should be able to come down fairly easily.
So then we'll go that way and we'll take the brooch to your wife. What's she called and where does she live, Mr. Brest?
She is Lisa Jane.
Oh, like your ship.
Last I knew, she was working doing the laundry on Washer's Row.
And how long ago was that?
What was that? I think it was a couple years or so.
Okay.
I'm sure I gave you a time period for the ship and whatnot before.
Yeah, I haven't noted that we've saw footprints from like 2 years ago, but I wasn't sure.
Perhaps he goes backwards and forwards. It's not like it's not like he doesn't have the ability to just go swimming when he wants.
Yeah,
it's true, but there's a whole bunch of sin spawn and demon and devils and whatnot on the level before.
And reef claws in his ship, and
this way is much more easier for him to just go and pick up one of the bodies that have been tossed into the sewers of Magnamar, pretty much.
Nice.
Part of the recycling.
Exactly.
What sewers are supposed to do.
Yeah, anything else you want to ask him or know of him? Or?
Is there anything else you'd like us to take with us? Anything you'd like to know about her? Any messages you'd like to pass on?
She's doing fine. If you could, I'd be much obliged if you could bring back some of the pickled herring she used to make.
See what we can do.
Okay, I'm letting you do that one, Gary, because obviously going, yes, your husband would like some pickled herring. Oh! Bit of a problem.
Is anything you can tell us about these creatures besides white hair and blue skin, and that they kidnap people?
They're strange folk. They live amongst the glowing moss down yonder. Making all sorts of dreams.
I want to fight those.
What do you think they are?
Sorts of screams and the sounds of machines turning down there.
Make a roll, Gary.
I hear they're the creatures that come from down yonder darklands.
Deep down below.
And I almost took Aklo because it was spoken in the Darklands.
You almost took Aklo.
I was thinking last time it's one of the...
Knowledge dungeoneering would be appropriate if you haven't already guessed and want to say it.
I'm crap rolling that.
So ask if they look like skinny dwarves, Gary.
Do they look like skinny dwarves by any chance?
I reckon they do.
Oh, it's beyond my ken of knowledge engineering.
Can you let us non-people in on the joke?
Do you have dungeoneering?
No.
We suck.
I have history, local, and nature.
Well, if we're going to go back to town, I can always hit the library or something, but...
There's 4 of them in all, and one of them seems to be the leader, some witch of some sort. They don't seem to get along quite much like a team or crew. All seem to be trying to get leadership or something or other themselves. There's a balcony that looks over their proper area. If you can spy them, you might be able to take them down one by one.
Like the way you think.
So let's go back to town, and then we can deal with Mr. Brast's wife, and then we can come back here and continue with the skinny blue dwarves.
So you want to go by the eel things? And...
Just a mention. You guys recognize Washer's Row, yes?
I remember the name from previously. Is that near the underbridge where we were getting Timmy and whatnot?
That would be where the amazing Zalgrathy.
Hey, we might stand a chance of kicking his ass this time. What spell did you get this level, Thingster?
I took Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, okay. Did you get a 2 as well? Or was that a 2?
That is a 2.
What is your weapon?
It'd probably be a quarterstaff because it's Nethys.
Is Nethys of a quarterstaff or is it a dagger? I guess it doesn't matter because it's a spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
And the damage is the same regardless.
Sorry, I suppose just a mention here. Technically, it's Lisa Jane Brast because she would obviously have her husband's name.
Right. Shall we, Mr. Brast, what kind of eel-like creatures are we talking about?
Yeah. Monstrously sized thing. They seem to be very much like eels in the ocean, except they live in the pipes. They have legs to walk on land themselves.
How many?
2, did you say?
Sure, I believe there's only 2 of them. You have to be careful walking on the bridges because they'll snap out at you.
Nice. What a lovely place, Mr. Brast. All right, we'll take our leave and we'll go see your wife, and we shall return hopefully within a day.
I'm mighty obliged. Thank you for not trying to kill me either.
Well, you didn't give us any reason to.
Detect magic? No. That's what it needs, the detect loot spell.
Detect loot, that's what you need. Okay, so I guess we're heading past Mr. Brast down to these stairs.
Is that stairs up or down?
Let's see. Typically the shadow and... that's reveal stuff, shall we?
You're scary.
Guess we can leave him his torch there.
For now.
He kind of will pop back into the water and kind of continues working on his mural as you start exiting.
That's funny.
It's a very well done mural.
He's artistic.
Take a quick sketch of his mural, yeah.
As you kind of enter this way, you can see that there's 2 picked clean skeletons wearing the rags of laborer's garb that lie sprawled on the floor of this otherwise empty room.
Detect magic?
Only thing magical is apparently one of them still clutches an ever-burning torch in one hand.
I'll just add that as ×2, shall I?
Should we give them a quick search in case they got anything else?
Go for it. Let's do it.
Knowledge local check?
Oh, local. That is under...
Linz has that.
I have that. Knowledge local.
Yep.
Which one is...
Knowledge local is the one I have. 10. 24.
Misaki is able to randomly
22.
Recognize them that these are kind of the clothes that the sewer workers hired by Magnamar would wear.
Like current ones.
Fairly current, yes.
I'm guessing these guys have come through here by accident.
You probably found this concept complex, or somebody...
It could entirely be that Lockerbie isn't being truthful and that he hunts them down.
Possible, but... Okay. Does anybody have like a check that would tell you what they might have eaten them?
That would be a heal check.
Are they kind of contiguous skeletons?
Yes.
So then I would suggest it wasn't Mr. Breast.
13 on a heal check.
Difficult.
Oh, sorry, 14 with the Elasmus's blessing.
Difficult, yeah. Difficult to say. You can't really find anything in particular, and they're old enough that this isn't fresh work to...
I hate to talk about such grim things, but I would suggest Mr. Breast would most likely tear pieces off to chew on.
He's some sort of foolish...
He's just got big
He is artistic. You never know. He might put them back together when he's done.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is it to eat a whole body and leave the skeleton intact? Just not going to happen. Apart from the fact that if he's intelligent enough to realize that the tasty, tasty marrow is inside the bones.
And if he's developed a taste for that, apparently he likes pickled
as
whatever.
Gary's kind of examining one of them, he sees that there's the tattered remains of one of their socks seems to have a bit of a lump inside it.
Ooh, take out their sock. Check the lump.
There are 16 gold pieces and a rather good example of a pearl in the bottom of the sock.
16 gold and a pearl. That's nice.
The pearl ain't one.
Appraisable pearl.
Where's that pearl?
Maybe.
Misaki, appraisor.
I don't get the +5 this time, right?
No,
Yeah, you do.
always
You
get that.
get it all the time.
I'm confused. I thought I only got it once a
No,
day.
it's the identify effect.
It's the identify.
That's only once per day. That
Okay.
makes it pretty powerful, that thing.
It is.
It's the same day, but since we leveled up, can I try and identify that wand again?
Nope. Rest.
23.
After a rest. Okay, so Misaki, it is worth 100 gold pieces, that pearl.
Nice.
Or 2 Brunsk days current weight, right?
Is there anything on either body that would identify who they are?
Name tags or...
Not as far as you can see. It's not like they would have had name tags, really.
So let's leave them here for now, know they're here, and potentially report them to the sewer dudes.
Sounds good.
Actually, we may want to report them to the sewer dudes once we've done with this area. Just as not to shoot our ward and get a bunch of incompetent workers around here wandering about. Add that to the list of things to do when we're done, Gary.
Yeah. Sewer workers.
Okay, we're expecting a fight in this room, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Was
A
it
flight
pickled
of
herring?
stairs.
Pickled herring.
A flight of stairs leads up to a wide stone crossing 10 feet above the dark waters below in this large room.
Alice discomfort amuses me.
Thanks. When I see you this week, I'm going to kick you. With my good leg.
Then you'll have 2 bad legs.
All right.
So he said something about these pipes. they come out of the pipes, so we're going to be expecting attacks from the corners here, I'm guessing.
All
Are those pipes, Lockhart?
Those are indeed pipes.
Okay, so let's be extra aware of stuff popping out of these pipes.
This has got to be a feat of magical engineering because we're below the seabed level at this point. And the water's not filling up the tower from below here, so it's either
it could still be airtight, right? So it worked like a diving bell.
Well, except it's not because we've walked down here opening the big doors up above, and we don't have any, unless there's a invisible barrier that it's keeping the air pressure out. It's
I don't begin to know the physics and whatnot of this, but it works somehow.
Yeah, you're right, actually. If this is seawater, it should be the same level as the sea, assuming there's a way it can get in.
Yeah.
But the Thessalonians have vast powers.
There was a little bit of a write-up on this. I didn't quite understand it. I think this is. I think you're actually technically below sea level in the ground itself at this point.
If we've walked far enough,
this is like from groundwater where it's actually filtered. It's not even seawater.
Right.
Yeah. So if we walked far enough to be out of the actual bay now, to be near the shores of Magnamar, we could be.
Who knows?
Anyway,
so we're expecting a big fight in this room. Gary, do we want to buff up or anything?
Against eels, I don't know how tough they're going to be, but
You seem to think they were unreasonably large. How big are these pipes, Lockhart? How wide?
probably around 5 feet wide or so.
So they could be pretty big.
I can bless us if you want.
What's Misaki rolling? Just initiative, or no? That's not initiative. That's a. What is
I'm
that?
trying to send a message, but it's not working out. Just ignore me.
Okay.
I'm playing about with messages, but clearly I'm playing about with them wrong.
If you're trying to do whispers, it's /W.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do a GM message, it's /G.
/W, and I'm trying to send it to you, Hal.
Oh, /W space
Richard?
name. Yeah, it would be Richard.
I think it would just be Hal, because that's the name you appear on here.
Oh yeah, I am Hal here.
Character name.
Oh, no, it's not doing character name. Try Hal.
Okay. And then...
Space message.
Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can make it work.
So, the plan. Is it worth sneaking into this room and seeing what attacks? Or is it worth...
carrying an ever-burning torch.
Oh, yeah.
This room is also not lit like the others you've come through.
So, shall we just assume something is going to attack us as we walk in here? And proceed accordingly and in cautious combat mode?
Do you want me to bless the party preemptively? If we're going to be spending the night in Magnamar and reading spells, then that's not an issue. But if you
Nothing
want to
says you have to spend the night there.
Yeah. And I've got enough spells to continue on for a bit here if we want to just turn around and come back. But
I've confused him now. So, I think casting Bless would be a good thing.
all right.
I always think casting Bless is a good thing, though.
Essentially, basically, by being pre-warned, even if they jump out of hiding, they don't get a surprise round because you know they're there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fire off a bless.
Very... Yeah. Bless.
Yes, we have a bless.
Yes. +1 on attacks to everybody.
Christ, we're gonna have like +1 of everything.
Does that stack with Elasmus's blessing thing we got?
Ah, that's a good question. I was just gonna check that. I'm not sure hers is a morale bonus. Let's see. Statue.
Hal, you can just say yes or no now. I just didn't want to say it out loud.
Oh.
Yeah, they stack hers as insight.
It's somebody that you and I have in common, and has been liking a lot of my stuff, but...
We have him in common?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a sight person?
That's what I wondered, but it doesn't appear to be.
So it's not me. Okay.
And we're both on Facebook.
Yep.
Odd.
Yeah.
Masaki Shardbearer is typing.
I'm going to look.
You guys having your own private little conversation.
No,
You're
it's
trying to role play.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
It's a security issue. Sorry. It's just a... When there's somebody that goes through and adds a load of stuff of mine, I just check where they know me from, and this person only knows me like via HAL, which generally would mean it would be somebody like you two, which is fine, but they don't seem to be that either, which is when alarm bells start to ring for me sometimes.
Well, they're not from here.
They're not, are they?
But that doesn't mean they're not a sight person. They could be a sight person.
It's like I've got all those, a lot of knitting people that keep friending me on G+, that...
I just, because I keep my everything locked so tightly down, I like to know where people have come from to know me and find me.
Looking at pictures, they look kind of familial and normal. They don't look freaky.
I can't see any pictures.
Oh, they've added you to friend and you haven't accepted yet.
They haven't added me. They're just liking things of mine.
Okay. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. They're added, I'm suspecting there's friendness. Let me check my email. Hang on.
Okay. No, do it later. It's fine.
Okay.
Do it later. As long as it's nothing sinister right now, that's fine.
I think it's probably a sight person.
Okay. So, where are we going right now?
Well, it sounds like you're taking any last-minute preparations before you kind of walk forward and see.
I arm myself with my mighty fists.
Very good.
I will draw my sword.
I wish I had mighty fists. Just saying.
I've got my silvered elven curved blade out as is standard right now.
Bruins Kaz, Marsha, and Sheila at the ready.
Poor Heidi.
Poor Heidi.
Okay. So I guess we, at this point, edge into the room reasonably slowly. Are we going to initiatives at this point?
We pretty much will be. Move the party 10 feet forward and we'll have everyone roll initiatives.
Ba-da!
Yeah.
Gary, are you coming in or are you hanging back at the entrance?
I'll come in.
Okay.
I might have to heal people anyway, so...
So initiatives.
Roll them.
Boom! 12!
7!
Woo!
I'm just going to have the Clockwork or Cogsworth act after Niramore.
Okay.
Because it's easier that way.
Did you say whether the bless stacks with the statue?
It does, but it doesn't do initiatives. The statue gives us one on the...
Yeah.
Oh, then 13 for my initiative for the statue bonus.
8 for me. We're going to have to run up and touch that statue again when it wears off.
Maybe we just get a cart and take it around with us.
Yeah.
Get a portable hole and shove it in, and then just tip it out when we need it, touch it, put it back in.
10 for initiative.
Oh.
And that's with my new base of 8.
You rolled a 1, that sucks.
Rolled a frigging 1.
I hope that 19 was Brunsk.
All right. So let's see here.
Yeah, I like that Cogsworth has an initiative. That sure bodes well for the future. It could be his initiative to wail on us, though, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. From the shape of his hands, I was assuming he was a repair bot or something, yeah. But then he's got a net launcher, so maybe he is just generally supposed to go.
We're going fishing, people. Fishing.
Nuclear fission?
Yeah.
12.
What is that?
Either bad initiative or... Well, not bad initiative with the way we rolled, but...
You say they've got legs. They have like a moray eel that has legs. That's so funny.
Indeed. It is just a large limber version of a moray eel with legs.
Nice.
Ready for attack, and looking at the pipes, you can see it heading out of the eastern ones, ready to snap out. And let me just give a little picture here. It's not much of a picture, but picture all the same.
Is this from the Tome of Horror?
It is indeed.
It's the Lambton worm.
It's the Lambton worm.
Lair of the White Worm.
The Lambton worm's like a tail anyway, before Lair of the White Worm.
I know, but...
Yeah. But yes, Lair of the White Worm.
Brune's pretty much just readies an attack.
Right.
His turn. Nearmore.
I guess I'll create some space. I'll 5 foot and then ready an attack for whenever it comes over. That way there's more room for Masaki to get in as well.
Do you exploit it when you actually do your initiative then? Or, I mean, when you do your actions?
I suppose he does have to exploit on his turn, but it's just a swift action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's swift, so I'll exploit before I hit, unless you want me to do it now.
You can do it now.
17.
Yes, you exploit it.
I'll add it to my to hit.
Cogsworth just steps. I need my selector thing.
Select a thing.
Cogsworth just steps forward, following Nearmore.
Taste metal.
Thanks, Cogsworth. Is he zoomed in on that thing? Did we hear the hair kind of whining?
Not in particular.
Okay.
Cogsworth possibly not being wary of it as you guys wasn't really looking for it.
Oh, because he's basically a refrigerator.
Yeah. He's just moving forward because he has to be within 10 feet of you, and he's otherwise blocked out unless he moves close.
This is going to be fun.
And at that point, the eel pops out and tries to snap at Cogsworth.
Oh, poor old Cogsworth. Did we all get attacks on the eel as we were holding?
Yes. So you can roll your attack?
It's just a standard attack, right? I can't flurry it? Or can I flurry it?
Standard attack.
Boo. Boo to that. +2 to this. No, +3 to... +4 to this.
It's exploded, yeah.
20.
Did you just roll twice?
No, the other one is my...
Exploit.
Oh, that was... all right. These need to be time-stamped.
Yeah.
Yes, a 20 will hit.
7 damage.
Okay. And Brunsk gets his attack as well. He will not hit it. It is very agile, and simply put, its lunging motion is quite incredible. It basically pops out 15 feet to attack Cogsworth and pops back.
Wow.
So its own attack. Now,
Hopefully it doesn't have a grab or something.
It actually gets its ambush ability because really the clockwork thing wouldn't be looking for it.
Nice.
But even so, that's still not enough to hit it.
Good.
So now you guys are totally aware of it. It's just kind of hovering on the inside of it. Masaki's turn. What is Masaki rolling?
My Elven Curve Blade, which will have...
It's not in melee range.
Okay.
This is going to be a case of lining up on the bridge and basically holding actions to wallop it when it pops out.
Do that then.
Or ranged attacking, yeah.
Yeah, or using ranged attacks.
Does for to hit, does the bless stack with the statue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It does. This thing, it's also basically getting cover being hidden in its little pipe there too.
Okay.
Yeah, we're better off like drawing it out and then walloping it when it attacks.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hold my action to do a full-on combat expertise, power attack, bless, statue, curved weapon of doom hit.
Okay.
So I'm currently just adding to my macro another +1, so that when I can do it, I'm going to kick its ass. So I'm holding.
Gary the Elf.
I will. I probably can't hold. I probably can't hit it with my longsword from there when it lunges. What the heck? I'll limber out the crossbow of doom.
Crossbow of Doom.
Passed down from generation to generation of doomed PCs.
Yes.
Right.
Formerly in the hands of goblins.
That's fine.
No, this one was from the human guards out from the Goblin Crewellen Palace.
Well, it may have formerly been from goblins then.
Well, true.
That's funny.
Let's see Gary's attack.
Oh, that's right. I can still do that on this round.
Oh, sorry. Were you attacking? Or?
Yeah, because I just forgot I could actually switch weapons and.
All right.
No. Oh, yeah. 10. Nope.
Bruins
11 actually. Yeah.
Near more weights. Cogsworth is.
I'm actually going to move south 5 feet again to give Misaki some room.
Okay.
And I will hold again, and this time I'm going to hold to stun.
Hmm.
And I'm going to exploit again. 28. It's a shame that wasn't an attack roll.
Okay.
Can I hold to? Can I stunning fisted?
I believe so.
Yeah. I only get one attack. It might as well be a stunning fist.
Okay.
I'm assuming it let fall into the water, and we can just pepper it with arrows.
All right. So Cogsworth's turn is confused as he stands there, and I'm not really sure why he moved because it goes for Cogsworth again, and you can't reach it.
Oh yeah, because it moves. This thing's confusing me. I want to leave space for Misaki, but yeah, you're right. I'm not sure why I moved.
Yeah, 3 breaths is probably as good as we can do, unless we try and draw out the second one.
In fairness, I was trying to calculate. It probably was going to go attack you if you stood there, but now you're just kind of out of its reach now.
God damn it.
So, Misaki, you can get your ready to action.
Yay!
As it lunges forward into Cogsworth's spot.
Ugh! Oh, you are joking me.
Does it actually enter his square?
Because
otherwise you can't reach it.
This is true.
Yeah.
It would literally be to the square to the right.
Because if it was going to do that,
Which is the reason I moved, because she can't attack it from that side of the bridge.
You're right, yes.
Or we pretend
Fair
that.
enough. It missed anyway, but yes, you're quite right. Sorry. Sometimes with reach larger than 10 feet, it's difficult to
Yeah, it is.
figure stuff out. Bruns gets his ready to attack. That'll hit.
Kill its ass.
It is still up. And it gets its attack on
what's
Cogsworth.
he doing?
It hits Cogsworth.
Poor old Cogsworth.
With its huge mouth just biting into it and denting some of the gears and stuff. This is going to be a fair bit of damage, I think.
Does Cogsworth have a hardness?
Nope. Don't
That
see
sucks.
it. Oh, that's not that bad.
Woo! 5 damage. Good work, Cogsworth. I wish he stayed within 5 feet of me. That would make things easier.
Hopefully he can repair himself with his tool hands.
All right. Misaki. So you do actually have to step forward then to be able to ready actions on it.
Okay. Step forward one space.
No, you have to be on closer.
In the space I left you.
Where? Which one's that?
Between me and the robot.
Oh. Okay.
There you go. Now we're all lined up and ready to go.
Okay. Why is it not?
Ready a chop of doom.
There we go. That's better. 22.
What are you rolling for?
To hit.
You got to ready.
Shit.
It's not within range.
You got to hold and ready for when it attacks.
It's popping out of the pipe and then zipping back in again.
I thought I was holding and hit it. What?
You're moving to a point where you can attack it.
But I held my action to hit it.
But you couldn't attack it from where you were.
Okay.
Now you can attack it from where you are.
Yeah, well,
You'll be able.
You're confusing me then because you were like, so it's your go. Kind of.
I know this is a bit of a confusing popping
Yeah,
back
this
and
is
forth
kind
initiative.
of shitty actually.
But you're in a spot where
Perhaps we should consider that her attack roll for the next time she can hit it.
Well,
perhaps Gary the elf.
Come on, Gary. Let's do something awesome with arcane everything.
Oh, what the? Do I have a line of sight on the thing?
Line of sight? Yes.
Like if I was going to do a ranged attack of what the heck, Alex? Can I hit it with a ray attack?
Yes. Again, it is getting cover where it is, but yeah, you can certainly try and do a touch attack on it.
Oh, what the heck? We're going to try the good old scorching ray at it.
You got Scorching Ray. Is that a new one?
Powered up. His arms got crispier.
Is that a new one, Gary?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see. Now, is that a ranged touch or is that just a...
Ranged touch attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I don't get the -4, which is built into this macro, but so +4 +6 on this total. So that would be 9 overall.
How is that 9?
Well, because
something funny with your macros there. If that's
well, I've got the -4 built into this, which I don't get with the ray because it's not a weapon.
Okay.
So +4 +1 for the bless +1 for a Lasmus statue, so +6 overall from what this is. Because
okay, so that makes you a 7, not a 9.
oh, sure, yeah. I was reading the 3 again. Sorry, never mind.
Either way, you shoot a ray of fire and it kind of hits the pipe. There's a little red spot where the metal gets hotter, which quickly fades.
Yes, yes.
Broomsk readies. Miramore.
I ready to stun. I can't ready to flurry, can I?
No.
That sucks. Exploit it. 13.
Still good.
Awesome.
Cogsworth repairs himself.
Woo! Go Cogsworth. It's rather nice of him.
Being confused and not really having the wits to deal with this situation.
Oh, I guess in a normal fight he'd be wailing on something right now.
Yes.
But he can't because it's not there when he wants to wail on it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Alright, so now it pops up once again. So we were going to use Masaki's attack from before, so Masaki will hit it as it pops out to attack Cogsworth.
It really wants a bite of that metal man.
So Masaki hits it. Yeah, it really likes the metal, dude. You'd think after having a taste and realizing it wasn't nice and squidgy, it might try someone else.
Am I rolling damage?
Yes, you are.
Do I add bless to damage?
By that logic, the fish that are caught and released wouldn't ever bite a hook again.
That's true.
Do I
Yeah, that might be. That's quite a times frame. This is like 6 seconds.
Do I add
No.
damage?
No.
Sorry, Bear.
11.
Good call.
This is the fastest way to lose my attention, is by not answering my questions.
That's why I tried to answer you through their conversation.
11 damage.
Alright, with that,
Anything else I need to do?
you cut off a fair bit of its body and the rest of it basically falls into the water below.
Woo! Good work, Masaki.
So there may be another one of these that we maneuver around.
Alright, so what are you doing?
We said there was 2, so we're expecting another. So we will carefully, at 5-foot step intervals, maneuver around the room until it attacks, at which point we will wail upon it.
And did you say it was to the east that we need to go?
I think we need to go there. I think we need to go down... Yeah, I think he said to the east.
You did say to the east. So are you just heading to the east, or are you moving around the room until you find the other?
We're going to go here.
Supposedly.
We're moving 5-foot step at a time. So we're all basically wandering through the room quietly. There.
All is fine.
Okay, can we see up and down these corridors? Which one is the one we actually need? Is it the east one?
He mentioned east.
Okay.
Let's see, looking down, I can reveal a bit. You guys do have a fairly bright light source and dark vision.
Wow. Little corridor. Little
Bend.
something or other. Oh, little stairs, perhaps.
The other one.
Oh, that could be that balcony he was talking about. Another corridor, ending in another room. And a big long corridor. Mrs. Thing seems to have taken up some kind of metal sculpture.
She's gathering some stuff to make dinner.
Awesome.
Pots and pans.
Alright, Mrs. Thing. Okay, so I'm thinking we need to go east. Is it worth pulling the other moray out if we think there's two?
The first one went down pretty easy.
I step to here.
Yes, you do.
Step to here.
It's going to be one of these two on the lower part.
Yes, you do. You want to make me a perception check?
28.
That or it just got wise seeing its partner killed and...
All right. You think you see movement in this pipe?
Very good. I will motion to that pipe. And I will take another 5-foot step to there. And I guess everybody else does the same.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. We will have another one here.
Very good. Preparing to punch it in the face. I'm guessing Masaki's the same.
Let me just kind of do... How do we do this here? Token...
Flip.
Objects. Add turn. This one can go on... 19.
That's pretty good.
So
Not that it actually really matters.
So if we... Let me just see here. So this is Brune Scroll. And this is for... Oh, come on. No, I suppose... Okay, so it wins. So you see it and move forward. And... all the same, it goes a little bit faster.
Huh. Does that mean we don't get to ready? Are we ready for it?
It's essentially new initiative using old initiatives, and it strikes first, because it got a high roll this time.
But didn't we just move through the whole room in initiatives? 5-foot step, ready each action, etc., etc. Otherwise, we just
weren't
walk
in
to here.
initiative anymore. Unless you want to all roll new initiatives.
Well, that would make more sense than saying it's faster than us, but having us move 5 foot every time, being ready for an attack, and then having it beat us.
All right, if you want to all roll new initiatives, then it's fine.
Because otherwise we would be ready for the attack. Okay.
The thing is, you can't use those actions unless you're... Yeah, it's a sort of weird thing, but...
Your call, dude. We either roll again or we don't.
You can roll again if you want.
21.
Everyone has to roll.
22.
Saki.
9. Whoa.
Where's Gary? Is a 0 or a 1?
A 1.
Oh, good work, Gary.
So Brune's actual is a 22. Alright, so yes, you get your readied action as you see it start to poke out.
I punch it for stun. I exploit it. 15.
Okay, so you exploit, you're readying your action.
I hit it, this is +4.
Hey, you're readying your action?
What? Huh? Oh, yes, sorry. I'm readying my action. I'm rolling to hit. Sorry.
Brunsk pops up there. Readies himself. Eel pops out. You hit it.
Yay! 10 damage. Technically stunning fist if it actually works.
So let's see, what DC is it?
That's a good question. I can't remember. It's 10 plus my level. No, plus half my level plus my whiz, I think. Or my.
It rolled a natural 20, doesn't matter.
Ooh, I'm gonna figure it out anyway. Stunning fist.
Brunsk gets attack. Hits. Damage. Damage. Eel attacks. Ooh. Attacks very badly. Apparently, darting out towards Nearmore, getting punched in the jaw, really disorients it.
Yeah, it is.
Curls back into its little sewer pipe, and it's Masaki's turn.
So I can't see it again.
No, you can see it. It has cover inside its little hole. So you can make a ranged attack if you want, or you can just ready another one if it pops out and attacks.
I'll ready for it to pop out and attack again.
Okay.
Do I need to move closer?
No. Well, as far as you know, it attacked Nearmore square. So you should be fine if it attacks Nearmore again.
Okay.
Gary the Elf.
Gary the Elf!
I'm just going to move up in behind in case I have to help heal somebody.
Gary.
Nearmore.
Ready again, and I'll exploit again. 28. Why am I rolling 20s on exploit and not on attacks? Ah!
Cogsworth.
Just stands there like a washing machine.
Closer.
Oh, good work, Cogsworth. That's it. Attract its attention with your shininess.
In fairness, you're quite shiny too.
It's true.
Brunsk readies.
And I'm backlighting Nearmore with the torch now. So.
The eel, let's see. It can go for Brunsk or Nearmore. Nearmore is a 1. 2. So, unfortunately, Misaki does not get an attack as it goes for Brunsk this time.
Ooh.
Does Nearmore want to make an attack?
Sure. Plus 4. 24. Yes. This one's stun. Again.
Okay.
14 damage.
It doesn't really matter because you kind of knock it out into the water.
Take that, mister.
Oh.
Were these things dead?
Hard to tell. They certainly seemed very damaged as they go into the water.
Probably bleeding.
Are they breathing?
They're kind of like 10 feet down in the water. Difficult to tell.
Can they get back up into these pipes from down there? Do we think?
Probably eventually. They could.
I don't know how big they are.
They're medium-sized creatures.
So climbing 10 feet out of the water into a pipe is probably going to be not too easy for them.
Difficult to say. They are kind of built for these kind of conditions of climbing around and getting into tight spots.
They can also lunge 15 feet, so that might get them into the pipe.
Yeah, that's a long way for a medium creature to be lunging. So do we need to like thump a few arrows into them just to be sure?
Don't Moris like have that jaw, extending jaw thing or something?
They do as well, yes. This lunging attack, combined with a second set of jaws that can extend further from its primary jaws, work to extend its reach to 15 feet.
Oh. I don't like those. They're creepy and bad.
Yes.
As far as you can tell, they're certainly not moving in the water.
Is it worth making sure? Not that I'm, let's just kill the goddamn things. They're dangerous to everybody who passes through here.
Well, you want to jump down there and kill them now that they're not moving, or?
No, I just want to throw a few arrows into them.
You can throw arrows. I'm not shooting with my crossbow effectively, so.
Why?
Because I'm crap at dex.
It's like I guess it's 10 feet away. Masaki,
What?
you want to chuck a few arrows at these things?
After a while of you kind of looking at arrows and talking and moaning about it, Bruns pulls out the reach weapon he has.
I am pokes. Like Hack lies down flat and just pokes them to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Good man, that Brunsk.
Very good.
Hey,
if we can haul them up, we could sell eels on the streets of Magnamar for a tidy profit.
Are you sure they're not intelligent in some fashion?
Not anymore.
I enjoy your new moral flexibility.
You're welcome. I'm pretty certain they're animals, and I'm pretty certain they're dangerous ones, and I'm pretty certain I'm passing back through here tomorrow, and I'm thinking they're safer in their current condition.
What do you want me to do? Fire arrows at them?
No, they're dead now. Bruns killed them.
What room is this?
Bad, nasty Moray eel room.
D7.
I didn't like those. I don't like all these bridges with water under them either.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Not a big fan. Okay, shall we head back? Hey, we could leave these eels in like the poor place and be like, here you go, poor people, feed yourselves.
Eel stew?
Yeah. Probably pretty big, right?
Yes.
If you want to carry 2 man-sized eels through the sewers to Magnamar to give to urchins.
I'm sure mutated versions of animals are completely safe for human consumption.
Dude, they're starving. Who gives a damn?
Especially after we drag them through the sewers.
Just like make sure they're really well cooked. All right. It's bad when you try to be good and there's like practicalities in the way.
Well, I'm not stopping you, but you're not really saying you're actually doing this either.
No, you're right. I'm not. Because they're ridiculous to try and drag out of here. Somebody will find them eventually. Perhaps I can tell Timmy they're here and it can come with a bunch of urchins and drag them out.
I mean, if I ever get stone to flesh, I can feed Magnamar for weeks.
The flesh factories. Producing actual blocks of flesh.
Generic flesh. Is it chicken? Is it beef? I don't know. It's flesh.
I'm just reminded of that one Torchwood episode where they were just carving out square chunks of flesh
of a whale? Yeah.
from the one whale.
That was horrible.
That's really grim, actually. The idea if they just deliver like a block of something from the quarry and you just go boo, and then they just start cutting slices off.
Well, it's like a 10-foot cylinder you make of flesh.
It's like spam. Nobody's quite sure what's in that.
But it's great for sieges. You just start digging down.
Eat your way out. I love it. We're tunneling and getting well fed as we go.
Now we know how the dwarves survive underground all that time.
And how they carve such elaborate places. That's awful. Really awful.
It's like a 10-foot long, 6-foot wide cylinder of flesh.
Why are there poor people?
Because wizards are stingy.
They're not like walking around randomly transforming stuff to flesh just for chuckles.
There's also the fact that there also exists a number of creatures with just unsatisfiable appetites.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay, let's go to Magnamar.
So you head east.
We bravely walk down the eastern tunnel.
Yeah, there's probably not anything natural in the sewers that's going to be too much of a challenge to us, but we haven't. Yeah, I guess sewers are probably a place for random encounters. We didn't run across much in the above ground of Magnamar.
Quit angling for random encounters, damn you! Because every time he rolls, I thought it'd be nice to put a random encounter in here when we played Carrion Crown, and they encountered one witchfire. And I'm like, it's gonna rip their tits off.
That's like having kobolds with a ballista and the.
No, that was intentional.
I know.
It would have been bad if it had hit someone, but the chances were small.
It's like, what are the chances a wizard's gonna walk up to that big magic door? And...
Boom.
All right. So you're following the path. It extends for roughly 2,400 feet, twisting and turning as it goes. The tunnel quickly gives way to a more natural cavern, often featuring 2 to 3 feet deep pools of cold water. But otherwise, it seems to lead safely all the way to what you think is Magnamar.
Awesome.
The tunnel
Do we need to map this, or is this very just like no branches?
It's pretty singular. Any branches that go off are very small passageways that would be difficult to squeeze through. The tunnel ends at a very odd. It's a door that kind of is somewhat rounded, as though it's sort of part of a cylinder almost. It appears kind of hinged upwards, so that you can kind of push the door up. Passing.
It's like a sewer. It's like a sewer hatch.
Well, basically, yeah. It kind of is a part of the rounded walls of the sewer that you can basically push up, and from inside the sewer, it would indeed be a secret door.
Huh. Cool.
So from that point, we're gonna have to map or whatever we want to find our way back to there. But
we just wander till we find a manhole, right?
Yeah. It's not too long before you're able to find a manhole. And as you kind of pop out to some startled shrieks and scattering away of people, as well as a few people calling for guards, you find that you're kind of in just kind of on the area where Dockway is still respectable enough but hasn't quite joined Underbridge.
Nice. So it'll get there eventually.
It's possible. So I mean, you're not really that confident that the one person crying guard is actually going to cause any attention at this point. He probably would have to travel for 15 minutes before he actually finds a guard.
Sewer patrol.
But basically, like you're not far away from where you were. Like you're only maybe if you know the way properly, 10 minutes away from Felster's place or something like that.
Clockwork dude.
Experiences.
Clockwork guy. Can he climb ladders?
He has legs. I see no reason why he wouldn't.
Wow, that's awesome. He's all terrain.
Does he look to have completely repaired himself?
He has.
Yay.
Useful.
Yeah.
Now we can use him for sparring. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Now, he's got a net thing you set up there, a net launcher, some sort of.
Yes.
You set up on his chest. Is it like loaded? Does it have ammo? I mean,
it would appear to be loaded. Yes.
Interesting.
This adventure has some of the craziest things.
So
you are in Dockway. After the moment of startled, most of the street kind of goes back to its own work. It's just momentarily startling when a manhole pops open and someone metallic skin starts coming out of it, but once they see, oh, it's just a person.
It's just a person with some of the weird people, and a crazy-looking robot.
It happens all the time.
Right.
Gary's practically normal looking.
Practically, except for his crispy fingers.
Fairness, actually, the clockwork creature is probably not that out of place. Magnamar has a rather booming golem building economy. Typically in the upper levels. Actually, in the area where the remains of the bridge is, there was, for a time, the stone of the Irespan was very popular as golem building materials.
Nice.
So they were mining it for stone?
Yes. Until they mined too deep and the whole outbreak of these weird spider-like creatures popped out and threatened to destroy the entire city.
Nice.
Now it's outlawed.
They were like, stop digging shit up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so what's our plan? Let's go drop off, as we're so close to Underbridge, let's go drop off this locket. You're doing the talking.
Technically, it's Dockway. Washer's Row and Dockway.
Okay, we're kind of there too, right? We're kind of in between the two?
It's close enough. Actually, okay. I should say Dockway. They say Dockway, but it's actually further. Yeah. You can get there.
I'm going to say it, and I'll probably get a slap from my teammates, but should we give this lady some cash as well?
Maybe.
And what's the story? We found this and knew it was yours?
We found it on the... We found the wreck of her husband's ship that we need to return it. I mean, the tales of Liza Jane are...
I guess you could say, yeah, there must be some records, right, somewhere?
Local tales of this.
I guess you could have found out who
probably would be
owned it.
records with the dock, certainly. Ships docking in, even fishing ones.
So we could have figured out who it was and that she was related.
There is also the simple fact that her name is the ship's name as well, which you can always fall back on.
Yeah.
So I guess we need to ask around for a Liza Jane blast that makes great pickled herring.
And to the, you know, are we going to give her some spending money?
You give her one of the garnets or one of the somethings. Just
that's 50 gold.
Well, the brooch itself is worth quite a bit, probably. I think it was.
Yeah, but she's not going to sell that, is she?
That's hers already. It's not giving her anything.
Well, you want me to go back and
tell
you
that
what we found on the ship if you want to figure out how much was on the ship itself, or?
No, I think cash will do her better.
I guess just getting the general idea of how much the husband had, that would have been
right.
We got that, the +1 buckler, the masterwork mithril rapier, and
I'm gonna try and give the dog food while you guys are doing this.
You had the brooch, which was worth quite a bit, a mithril masterwork rapier, and the magical buckler.
Nice.
So there was several 1,000 gold pieces worth of stuff on there. Well, 1,500 or so probably.
So, Gary?
I mean, we can. I don't know if it's going to...
I don't think giving her a buckler is particularly useful.
Yeah.
Although she could probably sell it, but then she'd probably get mugged for it on the way.
I mean, like I said, she's not in this part of Dockway.
Oh, okay. She's in the nicer part.
Yeah.
It's in the part where, yes, the Scars and the Gangs are there, but that's where they operate their legitimate businesses.
I'm going to say, but if she's a washerwoman, she's not exactly rolling in the cash, is she?
No.
Probably not, unless she's running one of them. You have no idea.
Okay, well, let's go find out and then discuss levels of recompense in a while.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to be hanging on to the 150 gold piece brooch just as a memento of her husband versus selling it if she's desperate for cash. But
okay. So who wants to make me a diplomacy check to track down Liza Jane?
I do.
I don't.
Diplomacy.
Don't make me roll diplomacy.
33 if Erasmus's blessing is still going.
Nice work, Gary the Elf.
All right, so you work your way, you kind of ask around Washer's Row, and you're eventually pointed to one of the spots where it's obviously another laundry area. It seems to be one that does very heavy bulk loads of laundry. You're directed to a very thin-looking woman, slightly on her years, or possibly just prematurely aged. Her skin is basically just kind of bleached on her arms from the chemicals that they use on the washing. She's kind of pulled aside by the manager as you approach and says, yes, do you need me for something?
Are you...
I've been keeping up my payments.
Oh, nothing about that, ma'am. Are you Liza Jane?
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you, baby.
Sorry. Was your husband a sailor?
She looks slightly hesitant as you ask the first part, but she brightens up considerably as you mention her husband. Yes, my husband, Lockerbie Brass. Have you heard anything of him? He disappeared so many years ago, but I'm sure he's alive. He was such a good swimmer and a sailor. I just couldn't believe that his ship would have gone down.
Unfortunately, we bear some sad tidings. We did find the wreck of the Liza Jane near the Pillars of Magnamar, Pillars of the Irespan.
Are you certain it was him? That it was his boat?
Well, this brooch was upon it. It bears your initials.
Actually, it bears his initials.
Or his initials, sorry.
She kind of takes it gingerly and just kind of breaks down silently. But all the same, there's a part of her that just sort of knew all these years.
There.
Kind of,
There.
thank you. This is... It's a burden off my mind. Thank you.
Gary, do you want to give her the garnets and the pearl as well?
All right.
It's 200 gold.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near the item cost of what we got, but it might be more useful for her. It might get her out of her payments. And it's a good thing you can say, we found these nearby as well. We believe they're probably your husband's, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. These were also found nearby. They may have belonged to your husband. We'd like you to have them for...
Best be careful no one else sees, though.
Oh my. This is so much. I mean, these look quite valuable. I don't know how I can thank you.
You better tell her how much roughly they are worth, so she doesn't get stiffed.
Well, to not be too demanding, but we have heard tales of that you do make a wonderful pickled herring.
It's nothing special, just the way my mother used to teach me how to make it.
Oh, well, if you could spare a jar, I'm sure that would be...
I did bring a jar for my lunch, if that's all you want.
Oh, more than enough, I'm sure.
She's baffled by this simple request, but all the same is too overjoyed to deny it. She quickly runs to her little cubby of the laundry area and pulls out the jar and hands it to her.
Great, I'm taking her lunch.
You've given her 200 gold. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Thank her profusely for the jar, and...
Can I at least have your names? It might not be much, but if I can ever do a favor for you in the future, I'm more than happy to.
I am called Gary.
Introduce us, Gary. We're feeding the dog.
And this is Niramor, the...
Pure.
Masaki, Brunsk,
Cogsworth.
and Cogsworth. The mechanical wonder.
Mechanical wonder. I like that. Cogsworth, the mechanical. Hey, we can take a sax freak show kind of deal going on here.
I don't know what I can do. If you ever need laundry done or anything, I guess, please don't hesitate.
It'd be a pleasure if we make your acquaintance again in such a manner.
If there's anything else you wish to ask of her, otherwise she's...
I'm going to leave her and I'll try and feed her.
No, come back.
I guess not. Don't want to drag out tales of her husband to...
Conrad!
We'll just keep it a simple act of goodness and...
All right.
Makes you sick to your stomach, evil Gary, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll make it up to you later. I'm not evil, I'm neutral.
You're edging towards good if you keep listening to me.
Hey, I'm the one that was giving Timmy good stuff. And
that's right. All right, what else do we need to do while we're here?
We could give her a bit of reef claw meat for her lunch to replace her...
There you go, you can switch her out a bit of reef claw meat for her eels. There you go, now she's not going hungry either. We're so nice.
Oh, she has no idea how to thank you. She's just so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Despite being slightly heartbroken from hearing the final demise of her husband.
You can feast on the beast that devoured his very flesh. Oh, no.
Nice work there, Gary. Sliding towards chaotic.
It's not certain they'll all die horrible deaths.
No. So, as you kind of start walking down Washer's Row, all of a sudden, like, you're not even quite sure where he comes from, but this man, this half-elf, kind of pops out around the corner and says, "Hi there. I don't think you want to go down this way." Immediately, you can kind of see he has this sort of short black hair. He only has one arm, his right arm. His left arm is just gone, basically almost at the shoulder.
Ooh.
Sorry, this is a bit sudden. But I want to be friends with you guys, and I might not be friends with you much longer if you kept going down this way. Hi, my name's Theron Rakis.
Theron Rakis.
Yes.
Does that strike a bell at all?
Do you have knowledge local?
A bit. Not as much as Lindsay, but 25.
That name, combined with the fact that he's a half-elf with only one arm, you're pretty sure that he is the leader of the Night Scales, the oldest criminal organization in Magnimar.
So are they a Skarsny gang, or are they...
Nope, they're not Skarsny.
Night Scales.
What are they? Not a...
They've dabbled in many things over the years. Typically now they're trying to do more profitable things. Drug trafficking, smuggling, avoiding tariffs, some theft and well, I guess, yeah, basically theft and smuggling and fencing and whatnot as well. And of course, when they can, any other extra side crimes, but they try to keep it more highbrow stuff these days if they're able to. Start maybe the lower ranking members off just pickpocketing, but it's typically the more thuggish, minorish crimes are done by the Skarsny.
So there's a...
I've been hearing about you guys, and, well, you sound interesting. I like interesting people. Now, if you don't mind, I heard that you were in this area. Kind of ran down here a bit fast, but I was wondering if maybe you just, like, pop into a small cafe, just have a drink, a moment to meet each other. I mean, or you kind of continue on that way and deal with the guys waiting for you around the corner.
Anybody else want a coffee?
Sure, why not?
All right, great. He kind of gives a little wave. You think you might hear some shouts or screams from beyond the corner, but of course it's a very busy place with washing and people moving and talking. I mean, if there was a squad of Skarsny that had all of a sudden been snuffed out, it would be very difficult to make that out. All right. Any particular place you have in mind?
Not too familiar with the inns in this area.
Let's see if I can find one here. I meant to memorize the Magnimar book.
Huh.
So you are in Beacon's Point. What do we have here? Shipmakers, Harbormaster.
Fire up Google Maps.
How much money did we give the woman?
We gave her the pearl and both of the garnets. So 200 gold's worth of stuff. But I think it was safer than handing over a big chinking bag of coins.
Mm-hmm.
As long as nobody claims they were in their washables that she... I left that hunkin' pearl in my pants when I sent it to the washerwoman.
That hunking pearl. Is that a hunking pearl in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? That was the identify pearl for every adventure has to have, right?
Yeah.
All right. He brings you to basically the closest place, which isn't the best place, but it's a place all the same.
Filled with all his friends.
It is a tavern and eatery known as the Pig.
The Pig.
It's basically looks like it was built from a building that once started as a slaughterhouse. You can even see entering in that there's still a line of hooks along one of the walls. And the smell is very similar to what it once was. He, all the same, kind of orders around, and as you kind of enter in, you can easily see that your cups are actually clean and contain something that looks like a pure brew instead of something that's been horribly watered down.
Doesn't smell of bitter almond at all, or?
Right, it's harder to hide the poison if it's watered down.
Yeah.
Please, have a seat.
Cogsworth,
I'm
sit
curious
down.
what exactly... He doesn't sit down. He stands 10 feet away from you.
Cogsworth, stop blocking the door, you stupid thing. I maneuver myself around the cafe until Cogsworth is where I want him.
There's a small bit of laughter from some of the patrons at this, but in general, they all seem to be kind of turning a blind eye to the strange party that's just entered in with a one-armed man.
Gotcha.
So I'm interested... Sorry?
He met us in the street.
And wants to be our friend.
Which means we go with him, or the 19 guys with crossbows on the roof shoot us dead.
No, he seemed to be more so implying that he just saved you from a Skarsny ambush.
That he'd organized.
Yeah.
He wasn't implying that he organized it so much as his men took care of it, so it's no longer bothering you there.
Yeah. Could have been Zagrathi, could have been Masaki's old friends, who knows?
Evil Masaki.
So I'm interested. You guys are interesting. You're not in town more than a couple days. I hear things of a Tengu, a tall elf with burnt hands, some silvery-skinned guy, and all of a sudden, I hear Zagrathi is all worried about people busting his drug trade from the Arvansor. Basically, the entire Tower Girls are locked up there. What is your angle?
We're just guys about town. Just kind of stumbled across the Tower Girls and had a few minor scuffs.
Just stumbled upon.
I like that. We had a few minor scuffs that resulted in their entire gang being in prison. That's right. Don't fuck with us, people. Oops, I fell over and your entire gang is in prison. Sorry.
So,
Think what would happen if
Excuse me.
we tried to do something.
But we tried to not kill most of them.
Yeah, it's true. That's probably even more impressive, isn't it? We actually brought most of them in alive.
Just unconscious.
That's right.
now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you're fairly associated with the Pathfinders, aren't you? Or at least friends of the Hide Marks, no?
Yeah, we tend to think ourselves that way.
Think yourselves or actual members?
Are we actually members?
You would be considered members. You'd be considered low-ranking ones that haven't published or don't have any prestige, but you're members.
We're kind of pro tem members, I guess you could say.
Everyone has to start at the bottom.
Right.
Hoping for that meteoric rise, as that everyone does, you know.
That's interesting. I like Pathfinders, you know. You're always a lot more reasonable folks than some of the others who travel around and go into strange and exciting areas. You always understand that other people can help you.
Help comes from the strangest of places at times.
And see, that's one thing I do. Mind you, I'm using my left hand here. I should be using a right one.
It's the ghost of his left hand.
That's one thing I like to do. I like to connect people who can help each other. And, I mean, I don't mean to overstep here, but first time I heard of you, I thought you guys might be trying to make an impression, try to catch someone's attention, maybe even mine. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like that. You seem to be doing your own thing, and I can respect that. I'm just wondering here. I get a lot of requests. A lot of people trying to ask for things, do this, do that. You know, try and get ahead in business occasionally. Now, I'm just wondering if we can kind of have a bit of a deal, a partnership. And, I mean, you can certainly see I can certainly keep up my end of help dealing with those little people who are a bit angry at you. But let's just say you kind of keep me informed. What you might be doing, where you might be heading, nothing specific, but the occasional hint of if you're traveling to a new town or exotic location, and I can just check among my friends if somebody wants something in that area or needs something doing nearby, and you get a bit more money, I help out friends, everyone's happy. What do you think?
Depending on the type of work, Silver Justice over there is kind of picky.
Now, I wouldn't entertain the idea of forcing you to do anything. Certainly not. But as long as, of course, our talks can be mutually confidential. I mean, you sharing with me where you're going doesn't go anywhere else. I don't mention it at all. And likewise, if I ask you something and you choose to refuse an offer, you just keep that little job to yourselves.
Sounds like a reasonable arrangement.
See, I like Pathfinders. You guys know the way of the world. Sometimes you just gotta help others while you're doing something else to just make things a bit easier.
We're all about helping people where we can.
That's good. So, if this is accepted, then he kind of reaches into a pocket and basically he'll kind of ask as Brunsk is kind of sitting by. Brunsk doesn't really sit down so much as he just kind of stands behind Gary's shoulder. He kind of asks, is he hired muscle or a part of you guys?
At the moment, hired.
Oh, all right then. Well, if anything changes, let me know. But for now, he kind of places 3 little pieces of worked metal. It looks very much like an imitation of a black dragon scale. If you need to get in contact with me, just if you're heading something new, checking out a new little area like one of those pilings, say, all you have to do, just bring one of those to the Shucked Oyster. Just ask for my sister, Sisha, and pass it along. And of course, one of these things, if you want a free tumble in the hay out there, you're welcome to it as well.
Sisha, you said?
Yes.
What's a tumble in the hay?
You basically just know with your ranks and knowledge local, the Shucked Oyster is the most infamous sort of brothel on Magnamar.
It's like the bearded clam, right?
Basically, it's a spot where if you toss coppers in the roofs, they'll give you a show from the balconies sort of place.
Nice.
You're wondering what we're going to do with all that copper.
They're not classy at all. They're very open, but it's not like it's seedy necessarily, just very open and sort of
seedy.
Seedy, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have removed disease yet. But,
That's right.
All right. And of course, if I need to get in contact with you guys, well, I think I know where you're staying.
yeah, you seem to have no trouble finding us today.
Pretty easy to keep a lookout for you.
Has there been any new word on the disappearances of late? Last time we saw, it looked like Fenster had disappeared.
Fenster.
Fenster the Blight?
Oh, he's that guy in Underbridge. That, yeah. I just kind of assumed that, well, he'd finally kicked the bucket. He didn't really seem long to the world a few times I've seen him.
He seems to be able to hang on remarkably, but I wasn't sure if he just moved on or if he's part of that rash of disappearances that we've heard about. Or
as far as I know, there's still a few people gone missing.
Okay. We've been out of touch for a day or two.
There was, well, I suppose if you're looking for them, a friend of mine, butcher in town, he was saying that one of his apprentices had gone missing. But I don't know. It just, that sort of stuff, I mean, it happens now again, you know. They've always seemed to be coming back. I mean, don't really quite seem in the right state of mind as far as I've heard, but...
Yeah, it sounds like there's a few interested parties that might want to offer a reward if somebody was able to sort that situation out, so keeping our eyes open.
Well, I haven't... Let's just say no one's gone missing yet that's been willing to mention a reward to me. As far as I know, it's only been the Lord Mayor Grab Her Ass that's been looking for, that's been offering rewards.
Is that a play on the mayor's name?
You bet it is. let's just say that he goes through quite a few of the girls from my sister's place on the sly.
Ah, excellent.
So, shall we drink to new friends?
Kampai.
We have to be your friend.
I like doing business with friends. Puts everyone on an even level. I mean, not to say anything against you, dear, but I tend not to go for birds without feathers.
Yeah. Don't call me dear.
All right then. Friend then.
I'll peck your eyes out.
She will.
See, this is why I like the chicks without the feathers.
No comment.
Do you seem to agree to his terms, or asking him anything, or?
Just.
I'm thinking of. I'm gonna. If nobody objects, I'm going to basically agree to, and then check him out heavily later.
He has a very nice bottom.
Indeed. Very fit.
You're in that thing.
All right then. So with that, he kind of takes his drink and lets you know that if you want anything here, not that he really advises it of a place like this, but the tap's on him, and he'll head on his way.
Okay. He was interesting.
Collect his scales.
He was interesting and somewhat creepy.
Did he just like threaten us to get us to be friends with him and then?
No, he was kind of like, I'm a big deal, look at me, I'm a big deal. You guys are terrifying me because you're kicking ass around here, and I want you on my side before you end up on my doorstep and kicking my ass.
That would be one way to interpret it.
Yes. Let's see, what else do we have to do in town?
We need to go and... Sleep. Probably.
Oh, the taxidermist with the heads, probably.
Oh yeah, let's go do that.
Bag of heads to the taxidermist.
Let's go do that. Would you like some head? We're here to give you...
Still
head.
Relatively fresh.
That's right. A little bit fishy smelling.
All right. So, let's see, what district is that in? Where's the list of districts?
Oh, where is her name?
I can give you her name. It's Ellen Seymour. Of the family Seymour's Burials and Taxidermy.
That's right. You get too many pages of notes and trying to figure out which ones. Which day was that?
Let's see. You say that their place is in the Capital District. That
sounds posh.
Right. Well, essentially, they're the ones who offer, while a small shrine of Pharasma offers the basic burials, they're the place you go if you want a funeral done, or have your latest work done up properly.
Yeah.
Or if you want to combine the two for extra fun with dead people.
Albar bear in the corner, Grandma in the other corner. Yeah.
So making your way there, you use your diplomacy abilities and whatnot to track it down. Essentially, there is a very nice, rather posh-looking building that is Seymour's burial services, and beside it, kind of as a small little attached, not quite as shiny place, is where it says "and taxidermy."
Front door or back door? Wonder. Knock, knock, knock.
You're knocking on a store.
Oh.
a good work, that thing.
It's like trying to knock on the tent.
That's right.
Open the door. Wander in.
It's impolite just to open the flaps.
All right, so inside is just this veritable demonstration of high-quality taxidermy work. There's everything from a goblin done up, looking as though he's about to jump out and stab you, to just things like large fish and deer heads and whatnot.
I'll wait outside. I find the idea of stuffing intelligent creatures mildly disturbing.
Is Masaki coming in?
No, I'll stay outside.
Oh, Gary's just by himself.
And now we find these are really the front for the Aspis Consortium. And it's all right.
All right. So you open the door. There's a little ring from the bell at the top. It takes a couple minutes, but eventually a familiar face pops up from the back. Oh, it's I hired you for something, didn't I?
It's Evil Gary.
Neutral Gary.
Gary. Oh, you were one of those Pathfinders, weren't you? The ones in
Yeah, you were interested in Sinspawn heads, I believe.
Was I? Hey, how did you know I had an order for Sinspawn heads? I've been looking for them everywhere. Do you
Look no further.
Where are we here? All right, excellent. These look different. These look cool. They have these little fins. I've never seen these before. This is good. Yes, this is good.
Fin spawn.
How about we say 100 gold ahead? Yes.
Ooh. Is it 100 gold? I thought you were saying more 150 before.
Nope, sorry. Have to think about profit margins.
Well, head's ahead.
She rapidly counts out gold, being apparently much better with actual gold pieces than just talking and remembering things. And you have a pile of 300 gold coins in front of you.
150 gold.
Yes. Sorry, what?
Oh, no. Just, yeah.
Yes, there you go. Thank you very much for providing that for us. Is there anything you'd like stuffed?
For now.
Send the vicar to the hooker.
Right. Send the hooker to the vicar.
She seems absolutely oblivious to this faux pas.
We can't, I don't know, it wouldn't be appropriate to have them stuffed. Glance out the door at this point.
Bring it, big boy.
Oh, no, sorry. We don't do ASMR.
Few people do, apparently.
I've heard about some places by that, but we typically think that it is a bit too edgy on the moral boundaries.
A wise line to follow.
Right. They draw the lines at goblins and other intelligent creatures.
I was looking through the SRD and you can get like angel flesh armor.
Yeah, apparently the ASMR don't like you having that.
Well, now you know how dragons feel with all those adventurers walking around in dragon scale.
That's right.
Oh, I guess I will bid adieu unless she's got further requests of particular creatures
she seems to be
she'd
very
like.
remarkably engrossed in the heads and opening up the jaws and seeing the condition of them. It's almost like you just killed them today. That's amazing.
Fresh as can be.
Surprise.
You could have severed the necks a bit cleaner, but this'll do.
Tried to bias along the shoulder to, get as much neck as possible.
Yeah, we'll have to get a surgical saw or something for the next job.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Please remember Seymour Burial and Taxidermy for all your burial and taxidermy needs.
Yes, hopefully won't have too much of the burial part.
Gary, are you dropping all the cash in the party pile?
Yeah.
Pops up and says, "Hey, she only gave me 200."
Yeah.
It's in the party pile. Okay, what's next?
Well, unless we want to hit the market, we can either.
We have some crap to sell.
Yeah, that might be the next step.
We don't have much crap to sell, I have to say.
I assume we don't want to sell Cogsworth.
No, he's kind of cool. He's totally useless right now, but it's nice to have him following us around. We could perhaps we could hitch a cart to him so we could load stuff into it.
You can teach him to make drinks.
Did we bring those tapestries out?
I don't believe so.
No, I didn't think so either. Okay, they're not on our list either, so remember they're there. Okay, as far as I can see, we have a Masterwork half plate, which is currently broken. We have a brass crank with pearl inlaid handle. We have a Masterwork Smith's tools in mithril. We have a silver sphinx, a zither, and a silver coffer to sell. All of that sounds very generically kind of jewelry and metalish, so I'm guessing we're going to the market.
Sounds right.
Except for the Masterwork armor, which we're going to have problems with because it's broken.
Well, we're going to sell it to a smith, I guess. But
well, I don't know. I don't know whether it's worth trying to get it fixed first, but
and sell it to, but typically someone will just take the price of fixing it off the price that they'll buy it for. No?
What is the price of fixing it?
A fifth of its cost.
A fifth. So we would get back
half minus a fifth, so
we'd get 3/10 of what it's actually worth.
4/10.
3/10.
Well, if we're getting half, that's 5/10.
And then if we're losing 1/5, that's 2/10. So we're getting 3/10 of its actual worth.
Well, it depends if the fifth is if it's full worth or its worth is broken.
It's totally its full worth. So we get 3/10 of what a Masterwork armor's worth, which is better than nothing. What is Masterwork?
Well, is it 4/5 or 5/5 minus?
Masterwork only adds 150 to the price.
All right. So 5/10 minus.
And half plate isn't worth that much, is it? Maybe.
It's worth 600.
So it's currently worth 750. So 75. So we get 225 for selling it in its current condition with needing to fix.
And if we fix it, it costs us as much of the differential of what we.
So we may as well take 225 gold for it if we can get that. Sound okay?
Sounds reasonable if we can find a smith willing to buy it for that.
Go for it, Gary. Let's do some selling of things.
It's rare armor used in the Battle of Stinky whatever.
I'm confused where you're getting that total from, but
Is that all right?
you're essentially going to get 300 gold from it.
300?
Oh, no, wait. No, I'm not taking... No, that's right.
225.
So it's worth 750.
And we're getting 3/10 of it.
Why would you be getting 3/10?
Because we get half of its original value for selling it in the first place.
Which is 5/10 and a fifth.
And we're losing
is
1/5 because it's broken. And 1/5 is 2/10, so we're losing 7/10 of the value, so we only get 3/10 of its cost.
But if you want to give us more, we're
We're
fine with
more
that.
than happy if you want to give us 300, but
Okay.
you'd be giving us
Oh,
4/10.
yeah. No, yeah. 225.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a fair price to get for it.
Awesome. Are we happy? Are we just going to kind of rattle down what we get? Gary rolling for anything specific?
Yeah, I think the mithril stuff's about, well, and the zither is
I'm
going
going to say, perhaps if we were at the armor smith, perhaps he'd be interested in mithril smith's tool, mithril masterwork smith's tools. Sell them, Gary. We think they're worth 500 gold.
Yes. Steel at 500.
Yes. With these, I'd be able to work some of the rarer metals much better. Sure, I'll buy them off you. Good business investment.
Rock on. Okay.
Notice the fine Thessalonian craftsmanship.
Wait, Thessalonians, are these the cursed things from the Rune Lord or something like that?
Keep your mouth shut, Gary.
No, quite the opposite.
They're the exact opposite of what you think might scare you. Okay, we have a brass crank with a pearl inlaid handle, a silver sphinx, a zither, and a silver coffer. I think they're all kind of generic objet d'art.
Although the zither is an old Thessalonian instrument, might be worth
Just
more
sell
to
it to a
collector.
bard. You, Bob the Bard, buy the zither.
Okay, will you sell it for me for 10 gold? I only got 10 gold.
That's such a shame, Bob the Bard.
You, Bob, the high-level bard.
Yeah, we need Bob Aliska, the brilliant, the high-level bard.
But yes, you'll be able to sell them for the prices you have there, I think.
Alrighty, so that gives us a grand total of 5. Awesome. 2, 8, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 13, 1,585 gold.
Now, do we want to rest up in town and head back fresh, or do we want to...
How are you doing for magic, Gary the Elf?
I have...
Oh, we also have 2 ever-burning torches.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to keep them for now and offload them later?
Do we need 2?
Never know. Guarantee you if we needed 2 and we don't have 2, we'll need 2.
They're not really cumbersome.
But they're also not that worth all that much right now, are they? What's an ever-burning torch worth?
55 selling.
Yeah, so not a huge amount. We'll carry it with us and sell it later.
I'm not too shabby on spells.
What does that mean?
Well, in metagame terms, I have 3 first level and 4 second level
We actually are doing alright. So,
left.
okay. Shall we just return? Or do
Well,
you
that saves us a day of Brunsk's pay and potential
Well,
disease
it's
popping up
probably,
on
I don't know how
Misaki.
long it takes us to travel back on foot. I mean, how much day is left? We've done a damn big pile of stuff in this one day.
The thing is, a day is really quite a long time when you consider how long it takes to explore a room and all that.
Right. Nothing here. Next room. Yeah, I guess that's true.
And that will cost us another day of Brunsk pay and another charge of delay poison and
Well, we're probably going to need to
Misaki
delay
making a
poison.
disease save roll.
We're probably going to need to delay poison anyway because we've wandered out and wandered back and...
Yeah.
I wouldn't really think so. I mean,
No? How long does it take? Oh, it's actually said it was like 2,000 feet or something, didn't you?
yeah.
It's not even that
I
far.
mean, the thing is, I would say, yeah, it probably burns off at least an hour, hour and a half. But even so, it's not.
I guess we also know where we're selling stuff, so we're popping out going, sell, 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 and we're off back.
It's probably faster to walk there than it is to row ourselves out there.
Well, then we have to walk through the whole goddamn... Then we have to walk through the whole complex, so it's better to come this way.
You technically left your boat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to swim over. Gary gets swimming. Okay, we'll return and go to speak to Mr. Brast.
All right.
In which case, I'll move us back to his room.
Once again, singing. The beat of it is more a familiar sea shanty, but all the same, it is a neckerel, you think, as you approach. Continuing to paint his mural on the wall.
Nice.
Oh, Mr. Lockerbie,
Yeah,
or Mr.
you're
Brast.
quite fast.
Well, those eels were a minor inconvenience.
I thought you were saying you wouldn't be here till the next day. Now,
It took less
it's
time
hard
to...
tell the time down here, but I reckon it hasn't been a full day yet.
It took less time to get to Magnamar than we thought it would.
I see.
But I was
So, I assume you did as I asked.
Well, this jar of pickled herring might help tell the tale.
He takes it, opens up the jar, sniffs it, and there's this horrible, monstrous moment where he just basically devours the insides of it, his tongue flicking all around, licking up all of the brine.
Mighty fine. Just like she always made it. Well then, I'm a creature of my word.
Lawful evil. Okay, good.
What sort of reconnaissance information can I give you?
So, let's see. Can you sketch out the basic layout of the area we're looking for these blue guys in?
What the heck is that?
That is the temperature probe on the chicken my wife has been roasting, which is done apparently.
Hey! We all get chicken.
Chicken, no fish.
I'll be perfectly honest. I haven't much explored their quarters besides a brief glance on the balcony. It's a mostly large central room with 2 staircases.
And that's the room south of us here, south of where the eels were.
South of there is the balcony, yes.
It's very good for 5 minutes.
And you knew about a room with poisonous gas directly south of the entrance to here?
Yes.
Lockhart, are we close to wrapping? You said you wanted to be off by 9 for your schoolwork.
Yes.
So that's about 25 minutes?
I have a midterm tomorrow. I would like to get
No!
a done
You
tonight.
didn't say anything to us.
Yeah, dude.
You weren't here until later.
Sorry. We would have maybe have tried to have gotten here earlier, if you said.
We'd have eaten faster.
I don't know if you. We could go a little bit further. We might want to pause if we're going to get into a big combat or something.
Yeah, I'm getting called to carve a chicken if we might be close to the break.
There's chicken carving and
I see.
midterms. We can probably call it if you wish.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair enough.
Shall we say that next time we'll probably investigate to the south and possibly ignore the room that has poisonous gas in it?
Sounds wise, even though we're immune to poison when we're
That's true, we are, but it depends what kind of gas it is. If it's like a
flammable.
Yeah, or a,
poisonous
like
gas.
I
a
suppose
burny
technically
penny
if-
gas.
There's also the fact that I guess if it's getting the oxygen out of there and is just essentially
Suffocating you.
suffocating you as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need Nicholas's adaptation.
So
Right, and not necklaces of strangulation.
No.
Yes,
do we want
let's
the
have some
experience then?
experience. Let's do it.
So we have 1,200. Let me get my calculator here.
And I'm quite happy I was able to do Lockerbie Brass' voice.
That's
I
kind of
quite
funny.
like this voice.
It sounds like it's from Louisiana, apparently.
I do try.
What was his name?
Lockerbie Brast.
So that's 1,200 for Lockerbie Brast, and encountering him and having a good resolution to that.
Hooray, we're so nice. We even deal with a creepy undead. Aren't you glad I'm not a paladin?
Yeah, we work for everybody. Lemures and dead.
There is another 800 gold pieces for returning the what was it, lockets, whatever it was,
Birch.
brooch to Lisa Jane. 1,200 total for 2 cave morays, and another 800 for returning Sinspawn heads.
So 4 grand even.
Did we get anything? Did we already get the XP for the statue of evil death that we disabled?
Yes,
Okay, just checking.
I think I gave that to you the first time you moved past.
I think you may have done, but I wanted to check.
And Stinky, we just cashed in for 50
Yeah.
or something.
I think he was the laugh. He was.
Yeah,
he was.
I
No, he
think-
gave us like 150 gold worth of garnets.
True.
that we then gave on to that woman who's probably now dead in a gutter somewhere.
Well, yeah.
It's not like the whole town works that way.
No, it's surely not like the whole town works that way.
So 13, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
1,333 experience each. Not bad for 3 hours or so.
Not bad for our second session in 1 week.
What?
Because we only played
it's a Sunday. It's the start of a new week.
I like that.
So 17, 375.
That's what I've got.
So we only need just under 6,000 more for a level.
Oh, level again.
I'm not thinking you'll have enough in this book.
Yeah.
Boo.
Could be
What do I
wrong.
say? I want 7,000 more experience. I want level 6. Level 6 would be awesome.
And now we have Lockerbie Brast following you as well. And
It's
Aqua.
kind of like, is he actually hanging out with us now?
Yeah, he said he was gonna
follow
help
and
us.
Oh, okay, that's nice of him. He's a Lacedon, isn't he?
Yes.
I thought so.
Are they?
And now we're out of game. The little thin blue dwarves are Darrow, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They got good wingy powers on these Lacedons. Nope.
They're actually pretty robust. They're not crap.
They're basically just
Ghasts.
like a aquatic based ghast.
Yeah. They're pretty nice.
So was he bitten during the wreck? Did he?
You have to ask him that sort of
That's
stuff.
true.
Perhaps there's Lacedons in the bay, and as his ship was going down, they bit him.
Then I'm glad we just faced the reef claws.
Or perhaps something creepy brought him back.
For all
Darrow,
he could have been a Lacedon for years before the actual crash.
True. I think people might notice him licking his own eyeballs.
His wife might have noticed.
She might have liked it.
You never asked her how long he was actually gone.
True.
That's true, actually. Oh, by the way, your husband's 3-foot tongue. Was it any good for you?
Although since he asked us not to mention him, he's probably not been visiting.
I always love when you talk to a creature that's clearly evil and not one sense motive is rolled.
Hey, what do we say? We're kind of... I don't know. I think I'm more of the school of the role-playing wins out.
That's fair, but at the same time...
And also I find that generally I'm playing a character pretty naive.
We also know he's evil.
Right now I'm edging
The
more to
unfortunate thing is you're kind of a very odd person to be naive because you have, what, a 16 wisdom?
Yeah. No, actually, my wisdom is 18.
That's a bit odd to be naive.
No, I'm allowed to be. I think rather naive, perhaps less than worldly. Happens when you grow up in a monastery.
Less experienced.
I think given the information, I could probably make very wise decisions. But why shouldn't I trust everybody on their face value until I'm burnt by it?
Because it's an undead evil creature?
He needed something done. We did it. He seems reasonable.
He wasn't asking us to do an evil act, at least. Bring peace to his wife and
Right,
money.
that seemed like a good thing. And we'd already done half of his little quest, so...
And if he turns evil, we can kill him later and take his treasure.
Disease before he gave it back to her.
No.
Right? It's also not like he's doing any harm down here.
It's not like he had a chance to hold on to it and infect it with disease beforehand.
He didn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He's a nice guy.
Then his wife can join him.
No, I don't think he wants to do that.
Either way, if he turns evil, we can kill him and take whatever goods he's got left. So.
Well, apparently we already have half of his equipment.
You pretty much got the good stuff on him.
That's kind of an odd one. Like, literally, he just dropped all his crap and came over here.
Well, again, you don't know the situation necessarily.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks like he still has some armor
kind of
and
crashed
stuff.
ship, so.
And some.
And there are
Apparently,
things
he's
that
got
reef
paints.
claws and sharks in the water.
Just gonna say, Darrow could be very bad.
Mm. Aren't they like mental or something?
Yeah, I think some of them have psionic powers, technically, or mentally weirdy wang.
Well, I thought they were like all like technically insane, so they're like immune to most of the charm and mind stuff. Or
Yeah, I
something.
think they are. That's because they hang around with all that weird radioactive fungus or whatever they do.
And you did mention the glowing fungus. Grand.
They're probably growing it to. That's the. In fact, they're probably experimenting on kidnapped people.
That's probably why all the people have their memory problems, the glowy fungus and whatnot. Grand.
Lockhart's grinning. Darrow could be bad. We really need to deal with them one at a time and just surround them and wail on them till they're dead.
Yes. And Lockhart says nothing.
It's going to be a lot easier to surround them now. There's like 42 of us.
Still not quite the NPC train I have to deal with on the Jade Regent.
NPC train. That's so bizarre, right? We now have 3 NPCs.
Paizo Adventure Paths just kind of toss these NPCs with the intention that the party recruits them. And it's almost like the GM has to say, it's like, okay, the party is strong enough that no, this guy doesn't want to join them, because otherwise things are going to start getting cakewalky.
Yeah,
that's true. You don't want it to be too easy.
But mind you, admittedly, I did kind of give you one of the NPCs, so...
Right. I had a chance to read the Icy Adventure.
I haven't had a chance to read all of it yet.
It's all right.
I think I'm going to drop off and
Yes.
carve a chicken while it's warm.
I'll have some breast, please.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you could save it. It would still be fine when I got there.
Perhaps. But you're going to all be taken out to dinner and wined and dined and all that stuff, you know.
Wined and dined. Oh, nice.
Yeah, depending on the... We'll see what kind of time you have free after your work.
The evenings should be fine, except for Monday. So...
Excellent.
Yeah, and even then, I think they're planning on pretty early on Monday, so even after that.
Cool. So, yeah, might try and drag you over to this side for the breweries or something.
Are all the breweries on Squidgy-Widgy?
No, we just got 3 right in town that are pretty good, and some cideries and stuff. Not
cideries. Is that actually, I suppose meadery is technically a word.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're places that do both wine and cider, so.
Right. Swideries.
All right, I'm doing it myself.
All right.
All right.
Bye, Thing.
Bye, Mrs. Thing. We're pissing off right now.
Are we still recording?
All right, kids. Yes, we are. I'm going to stop it now. Say goodbye, all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thing's gone to be pussy whipped by Mrs. Thing.